Dread it, run from it, destiny arrives all the same. And now it's here. Or should I say,
Sparta!
I am.
Prepare for glory!
Damn!
And there's this room, fills all the way up. The name is Law Nation. Without hesitations nor deviations to the matter, be sure, and I mean just that, be sure to hit that like button, share this content, let that friend, that neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. That's including ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, rabbits and dogs, beyond the ice wall.
So the cocaine's happening. When does that crack come into play?
Come on. The name is Law Nation. Yup. They say ain't no party like a cowboy party, but what about a Law Nation groove from my studios to yours? Come on, baby. If one thing we all adore, something worth dying for, there's nothing but pain. We stuck in this game, searching for fortune and fame. It's fame, baby. Come on. And as the room fill up, be sure, and I mean just that, be sure to hit that like button, share this content, let that friend, that neighbor know where to go. Five, 4, 3, 2, and come on, baby. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Come on, baby. It's game day. Come on.
Are you not entertained?
The longest intro in the land, longer than Shaq feet, compared to Jay Leno's Chad. Come on. No, I'm not. I'm not. Come on, baby. I'm rolling with my 11 folks up in here. I don't know what's going on, but I got 11 people in the building, baby. Let's get it. Hey, what we tell them? What will be, will be. Shit. Damn, I'm doing bad. Life like this, I wish the raindrops will fall. Life like this, I wish. May he rest in peace, baby. So I'm gonna talk to my people today, man. I thought y'all loved me, man. Hey, y'all ain't hitting the like button. Y'all ain't sharing the content, man. Hey, man, what's going on? What's going on, man? Y'all gonna do this to me? Huh? I'll have y'all watching YouTube in Pelican Bay. Shoot program.
Stop crying about what went wrong.
Okay.
Because God will take wrong and make it right.
What's good with y'all, man? All right, so this is the preseason finale. I thought I got cut, man. You know, put the OJ knife away, y'all. Don't shank me in the back with the butter knife, man. I was only gone for a day, and I had to move this to here, to here, to this. So hit that like button, share this content. Okay, you see, you got the diddler on me, man. You know, jeez. Y'all know how it goes, man. Yes, indeed. So we're going to be live for pretty much. We're going to be live for a minute today, man, because we got to go over we got to go over the 41ers. I got to talk about them, man. And we got to also got to talk about the 49ers. Boy, they having this, boy. Hey, what happened to the 3-letter, the 4-letter, the 5-letter, and 6-letter networks? They supposed to be going back and forth with this 49er stuff, man. Yeah, I know. Hey, I need to see some more suspensions, man. And we got to talk about the Packers. I think that their running back, he should be suspended for the remainder of the year. But I think they're only going to give him 6 or 7 games. They gave James Pierce 6 or 7 games. We're going to talk about the inequality, man, of the NFL. Maybe we need to start a riot or a picket line, or maybe we need to start singing "We Shall Overcome," because, man, the injustice for all Dallas Cowboys, man. Hey, man, it's very much so injustice, man. Injustice at its all-time height, because we get ridiculed and spit upon and talked about on all type of the highest levels. But neither here nor there. Boy, we got 30 folks in the building now, baby. I feel a little bit better, man.
Oh, look at my African-American over here.
Shout out to you. Dadon, appreciate you, man. Thank you. So, with that being said, the Cowboys go into the preseason finale, and we need guys to step up. I need to see more from Mingo, right? There could be a situation and scenario that people been talking ill will of this one particular, and let me see if I can pull this up and give you guys my thoughts on all of that. And give me 1 second. I'm giving you guys poor content right now, but it's going to get better. Man, just watch it. Just watch it, man. Just watch it. Just watch it. It's going to get better as the time processes through. All right. So let me pull this up because I want to talk about this. And this is, I got to predate this. I got to soften it by saying that I'm not attacking anyone. You know what I'm saying? I'm not attacking anyone. I'm not going at anyone's neck. But this was the situation that we're going to talk about right quickly, especially about the Dallas Cowboys and this whole entire conversation about Camden Brown. Okay, let's get down with it, and I hope all is well. I'm just joking. I know that you guys may have not got the notifications and these sorts of things. So, all right, let's pull this up right quick.
I'm like, would you consider claiming Camden Brown from what you know?
No, I wouldn't. I thought the 2 catches for 77 yards actually were a net negative for him because he looked so slow on the big play.
He does.
He's not going to get open against starting NFL defenses.
I just don't see explosive football from Camden Brown.
It's fair.
No,
I see a guy that catches the ball really well, though.
Yes.
I do. I see a guy catches the ball well. I'm like, would you consider claiming Camden Brown from what you know?
Shout out to Skywalker Steele for coming up with these videos of Camden Brown absolutely getting open. In college, of course, you want openness to be a whole lot bigger, right? In high school, you want openness to be a whole lot bigger. Middle school, if you're playing football in that space, you want openness to be a whole lot bigger. There's not a lot of separation when you start talking about NFL. So we can go back and forward whether or not he's open or can he get separation. Can he stack? Can he release his off of his stack? Can he nose the ball? Can he come back and be quarterback friendly? When we break down and look at film from a perspective of playing the game, these are open situations, right? I'm not here to beat up the whole committee on how that they look at physicality, explosiveness, but you can clearly see that the brother is able to get open and the tape dismiss all of the flugaziness stuff that you may say that the kid can't. Now, do he have long speed? Nope. You saw him get ran down from that aspect of it, but shout out to Skywalker for putting this together. Now, granted, when we are talking about this team, there are people that will have their favorites, right? There will be people that say, hey, this is the guy that we all look at. This is the guy that we all admire, and this is the guy that we want to make the team. I want to say this very open and honestly. There's not true number one DBs on 31 other teams. Most teams probably have one good, solid defensive back, and the other guys are mid, right, or terrible. So when you have a C.D. Lamb, a George Pickens, to this degree, a Ryan Flournoy, the same kind of caliber of DBs that Camden Brown went up against will be more than likely be the same. Appreciate you for the flowers, KC. Where JoJo at? Shout out to you, KC Smack Talk, man. So when you start to think about your third or your fourth or your fifth option, they're not finna go get a lockdown quarterback on them. You know, that 9 times out of 10, the same people that Camden Brown was cooking in preseason would be the same damn people that he will be cooking in the regular season, because all of the focus and all of the attention and all of the warrants for the arrest of the players that's literally going to be looking at will be C.D. Lamb. Will be, to this degree, watching George. Oh, my dog. I mentioned my dog. Down, boy. Down. Whoa. You know. Yes, indeed. So what I'm saying is basically that's what I'm trying to get at with all of this. So take this with a pretty much grain of salt. Now, I get it. Content going to be contenting. And I think Galvin, I believe that's his name, he's be getting a bad end of some crazy opinions. And I understand my guy Brian Broaddus' situation. You know, you on the air, you talking for 4 or 5 hours or plus or what have you. Not must, but or plus, and then you may have some bad takes here and there, you know. And then these boys could be right. These boys could be right. But 9 times out of 10, my mindset is saying that the film don't lie, right? So that's what we got to judge this by, is what the film say, right? And when we shout out to Tony Romo and them, yeah. So we got us a good situation. We still want Camden Brown, although he showed us enough. He showed us enough all through training camp. He showed us enough in the first preseason game. He showed us just enough in the second preseason game. You don't get 77 yards by mistake. And then you don't have hands like super glue by mistake, right? He got popped and he still held on to the ball. Now, in the regular season, do things kind of intensify more? Yeah. But that's why we paying damn C.D. Lamb. That's why we paying George Pickens for those boys to stand tall with it. Not a damn Camden Brown. No offense to you, Camden. I'm just saying. I'm just calling a spade a spade. There are things where we call them ancillary pieces, and they are very important. Mm-hmm. Yeah. An ancillary part of your car. I like to use analogies. Power steering fluid. Can your car drive without a power steering fluid? Yeah. It's going to be rough, but it's ancillary. Your main thing is the engine, the brakes, the damn, the lights if you can't see in the dark, the transmission and all that stuff. Now, you're going to have a strong form trying to turn. But you shouldn't focus so much on, man, I ain't going to buy this, man, because the power steering fluid, right? You guys got to fix that part. And that's just for what I'm saying. That's the ancillary. Matter of fact, I don't even think that Camden Brown is the power steering fluid. He's like the damn blinker when you try to turn right or you try to turn left. You got to make sure you turn your blinkers on, right? So that's who he is right now. Our main focal point should be, what is the strength of this team? The strength of this team, minus Dak Prescott, minus the running back game, is the front five, right? That is the core of this team. You can't win a game without having down in the valley on both sides of the ball. Your front five versus the front seven. That's the core of this team. So Blue is going to be over Williams as the RB1, Dirty Sanchez, the reality dirty. No. And for where does this narrative come from? You don't pay and sink in. How much Javonte Williams got paid? Over $8 million this offseason. Running backs are equivalent to load management theories, right? Tread on the tire. It makes absolute zero sense to put Javonte Williams as the first snap in any training camp or any preseason game. We know that running back game is a battle of the war of attrition, right? And Javonte Williams, can you imagine paying that brother $8 to maybe $9 million for whatever it's worth, and we as spectators saying, hey, why he's not getting first team reps? Why is he not getting the immense amount of reps as Jadon Blue or Phil Moffitt to that degree or anybody on this particular team? No, Javonte Williams would get all of the bulk of the carries when the season kick off, and he would be your RB1. And then your RB2, hey, man, you break the pool stick, and it's just determined on who you play. There may be games that you probably have to lead with nothing but power. There may be games that they may be subject to having a poor linebacking crew, and you may attack them onto the outside. Those are things that you have to say, and those are things that you have to see. Boss was just talking about it on his channel. From a perspective, shout out to you, Dirty Sanchez. I think that Boss is talking about from a perspective of what he's seen. But there's no way that the Cowboys can make this particular reasoning to say, yeah, we going to pay this man $8 million, but we going to bench him. You know, it don't make sense. You know, shout out to you, Silver Stars. Appreciate you, Tremel. So that's just how it goes. We all know that Javonte Williams, unless he got an undisclosed injury, right, and they're trying to mask it, that he will be the ultimate bell cow for this team. Now, there's two ways you can attack it. Normally, you can say, well, we want him to be the closer. Like they did, I believe, way back in the days when they had Marion the Barbarian. They used the Barbarian as the closer, as the closing back, right? After the game is pretty much sealed off and moved away, then they put the Barbarian in there, and then he just finished the game off. But I don't foresee that is a strategy. The strategy from Clayton Adams is physicality. If you go back and look at how he called plays when he was with the Cardinals, or if you look back at even Schottenheimer, how he called plays, he used a lot of running backs. And it's just depending on who you play. But 9 times out of 10, you want to set the tone, and you want to punch teams in the mouth, and you want to see them fall to their knees, and Jadon Blue can't do that for you. Malik Davis probably can't do that for you, but Javonte Williams can, right? So that's just how you got to look at it. So, oh, God, I hope you're right. Oh, yeah. Well, put it like this, and shout out to my guy, Dallas Cowboys Sports. This is not a debate conversation. This is just pretty much the actual situation. That let it make sense. Let me ask all of you guys, and just remove all football knowledge and stuff to the side. What will make the most sense? Why would you pay Javonte Williams $8 to $9 million for him to be a backup running back or to bench him? You know what I'm saying? Like, what makes sense the most? Why would you put Jadon Blue, who have very big question marks on his run style and capabilities, and as well as his health of being able to run in between the splits? Why would you even do that? You know what I'm saying? It's equivalent for us seeing, and ladies and gentlemen, I'm just putting this out there. It's equivalent for us seeing Ryan Flanoy and Camden Brown out there and saying, you know what? The Cowboys will start Ryan Flanor and Camden Brown, and we're going to bench C.D. Lamb and George Pickens. And let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. It is you.
Jeez. You know, let that make sense. And I'm not saying that he's not making sense, but just use the context and the clues, you know. Yeah, they had done stupid stuff before, but not this idiotic. Come on, man. You got to understand the bigger picture. The Cowboys have never done things like that before. Never. You know, if you can recall a time, let me know, where they paid a guy. Because what the Cowboys normally do is if they pay a guy, he's out there regardless, right? I've never seen the Cowboys pay a guy and say, hey, man, we're just going to stash him on the side. Nah, they will put the paid guy out there, and those who with less talent be sitting there saying, okay, well, those with more talents be sitting there saying, come on, man, why I can't get out there on the field? And the first thing they say is, man, boy, we got to see our money in. You know, so this is how it goes. I wouldn't lose no sleep over that. Javonte Williams is your starting tailback, and that's just common sense, man. And I'm not beating up my boys, man. You know, I get where they're trying to go with that, but that just I wish I had my conspiracy button. You know what I'm saying? But Javonte Williams, minus injuries, he is your starting tailback, right? With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the RB room is the RB room. You have a guy that put up 12 or more touchdowns last season. He had 1,100 yards rushing. Let me make sure that I have all of that accurately. AI Tisha, can you give me the stat line for Javonte Williams last season?
Checking.
Yeah, so why is she pulling that up?
Got it. Last season with Dallas, Javonte Williams started all 16 games, ran 252 times for 1,201 yards. That's 4.8 per carry, with 11 rushing touchdowns. And at 35 catches for 137 and 2 scores.
Let me ask you this. What are the odds? Give me the percentage-wise of the Cowboys not having him as the starting tailback versus Jadon Blue. What are the odds of that?
Checking.
Mm-hmm. She checking, boy. Let me pull this up right quick. Because I don't think that this is going to be a situation, y'all.
Right. I put it this way. Roughly 85 to 90% Javonte opens as the starter. For Jadon Blue, straight up beating him out, maybe 5 to 10% unless something wild happens. Team depth and the current rotation chatter have Javonte firmly at RB1.
Oh, certainly appreciate you. So
anytime. Good luck with the segment.
Yes, indeed. So with that being said, man, AI Tisha, you know, she's right on the money, man. If you worry about the 5 and 6% of that, man, hey, it is for what it is. Now Malik did look good, and Malik Davis did look good in preseason and beyond. But you know, it is for what it is for what it is, Cowboy Nation. But looking at this depth chart, man, let me tell you who may be the bubble guys that's on this team altogether when we looking at this altogether, far as those particular positionings that's opening, okay? All right, so we got the Dallas Cowboys depth chart. We got Dak, Joe Milton, Sam Howell. I think that this is a battleship between Joe Milton and Sam Howell. I get it. The Cowboys literally brought in Sam Howell to questioning Joe Milton. But from what I can see, Sam Howell is pretty much a solid backup quarterback, not a starter, by the way. But when you look at Joe Milton, the potential upside is so crazy that the Cowboys will be ultimately fools to even consider saying, you know what, from what we've seen, even though it's been preseason, a Costco sample size, that the Cowboys may be thinking about moving on from Joe Milton. No. Joe Milton's upside defeats any thoughts of Sam Howell replacing him. And even when you look at the natural flow of the game, I just think that Joe have a little bit more command, even though Sam Howell may be the better quarterback for right now. But I'm thinking that you go into next season with a Joe Milton under this system again, shoot, Joe going to be rolling in all type of good things, Cowboy Nation. So they're just for what it is. All right, so shout out to you, Samoa B. Saint. I got on this depth chart, according to ESPN, they got Jadon Blue ahead of Malik Davis, and then they got Malik Davis ahead of Phil Maffa. If I'm a betting man, the Cowboys may go with Javonte Williams, Jadon Blue, Malik Davis, and then I got Hunter Luepke. Those will be your 4 running backs. I think Phil Maffa get the short end of the stick. Now, if they do decide to go with 5 running backs, because you got to add in Hunter as a running back at this point, even though he's listed as a fullback, I'm thinking that the Cowboys may so look at this and say, you know what, Phil? We're going to let you either see or taste the market, but we got an open invitation for you for the practice squad. Learn all what you can and get back in. Now, for Malik Davis, I think that Malik Davis got too much spring, too much pop, too much in and out of his cuts. He reads pretty well, got good acceleration and burst. I don't think 31 other teams will pass up on Malik Davis. And we let Malik Davis been fighting for his life on this team. I know the run-in that happened with him and what's the guy, Kellen Moore, I believe in the year 2022. Yeah, they had got into it, what have you, and they said basically, well, we're gonna not activate you in the postseason, which was crazy, by the way. But I always thought that Malik Davis had the short end of the stick, and I thought that by his competitive nature, that the front office at the time or the coaching staff at the time just wasn't aware that this kid, all he wanted was to play, and that's what made him frustrated that week of practice. And they thought that by being hardball, by saying, okay, we're going to unactivate you. So I think that Malik Davis deservingly, rightfully so, it should be a Javonte Williams, Malik Davis. But when it goes back to this saying right here, it goes back to this saying, and let me pull this up so you guys can see me wholeheartedly. When you have the youth, and you have the guy that's been veteran, and if they are somewhat close to solidify your scouting department, 9 times out of 10, because Malik Davis ain't getting paid big money, then let me try my youth out, right? Let me give him a chance to fail. And if he failed, I can always resort to going back to Malik Davis. But if I go to Javonte Williams and Malik Davis, and if Malik Davis failed, then I don't know what I can do with Malik. So I don't know. So the Cowboys tend to go with the youth, and if the youth ain't doing what they think they need to do, then they put the pressure and saying, okay, we've been put this old dog in here, and you ain't finna get no more tricks, you know. So that's how I see it. I could be 1,000,000% wrong. And it goes back to this too. And I got to say this 1,000% of the time when I'm talking like this. When Derrick Henry got drafted, he wasn't the starting tailback. That didn't mean that he wasn't worthy of being the starting tailback. They wanted to get him comfortable. And they had that old broom that can get those corners. And his name was DeMarco Murray, who's very knowledgeable of the game. If you look at how that transpired into, like, Derrick Henry being, like, I think he's like 5th or 6th on the all-time rushing list, right? But that time spent running behind DeMarco Murray wasn't a bad thing, right? And, of course, Derrick Henry coming out of college had higher accolades than the damn Jadon Blue. But this could be the same thing, right? Dirty Sanchez Blue is going to cost us games and possibly our quarterback by not picking up blocks. Or it could be the inverse. Blue could win you games, right? Like, I've seen Blue I've seen Blue being a willing blocker. Is he the best blocker? No, right? But I look at it from that aspect too. But this staff, what's really going to cost you games and could cost you turmoil down the stretch, I hate to say this, but it's the damn tackles. It's Tyler Guyton and Terrence Steele. I think that these boys need more and more playing time tonight. I think that these guys need to be out there, regardless of the situation. I'm thinking that also when we look at Drew Shelton and how he plays or what have you as a drafted guy. I didn't see him moving the needle. So if it is a situation that he can give us more reps, I think it should be these guys right here on the edge. They need to solidify that. But the only problem is damn it, the Tyler Guytons of the world and as well as Terrence Steele, they haven't made a definitive argument that they are light years ahead of Nate Thomas and Drew. So those are things that really crawls up on most Cowboy fans, is that we got a quarterback that's getting paid a quarter, and I'm only using this money for reference. I'm not counting his paper, right? But we got a quarterback that's getting paid $250 million, right? And the Cowboys went to Kmart, if it's still open, or Walmart, and said, you know what, let me get this zip ties and let me get this dollar store locker, man. I don't think that that's the best plan of action. I think that the Cowboys are dealing with fire. I think the Cowboys should go out there and find and grab a legitimate right tackle or left tackle to push these guys outside of Tyler Guyton getting pushed by Nate Thomas, Terrence Steele getting pushed by Drew Shelton. These guys are not giving these guys the ultimate levels of competition so that they can play better. We can argue that Sam Howell improved Joe Milton, right? We can argue that Malik Davis pushed Jadon Blue. And then, of course, we can argue that the wide receiver room has always been for what it is. So that's just how I look at it from that aspect. Let me know if I'm wrong, Cowboy Nation. Yeah. Yeah. Just let me know if I'm wrong. Appreciate everybody for rocking and rolling with me today on this beautiful day. Let's talk about this part of the conversation. Bear with me.
The red zone stuff earlier, and it feels like every practice we are hearing positive things coming out of the red zone for the offense, even when it's like, it was a little up and down in a joint practice, but man, red zone, they were on top of it. Where do you feel like things stand with the red zone execution for the offense right now heading into the season, your confidence level, and how much of that work that they've clearly focused on and put in that situation, where that progress stands?
I think it's going to be better because they've made so much of an emphasis to improve it. And they weren't awful in the red zone last year, but they weren't good. So I think that really, the red zone has always been so tricky to me because I really do think that sometimes the solution is just figuring it out. I don't know if there's necessarily a specific science or, widespread solution to it other than you got to just figure it out somehow. You got to, see what's working for you and what's not working for you, whether it's running the football more or throwing the ball up to George Pickens and trying to let him make a play. I think that certainly has been one of the solutions that you've seen him make plays there. Camden Brown's been another guy where you just throw the ball up to him in the corner of the end zone and he seems like he's a player that can come down with it. But I think they've experimented with a bunch of different things in those kinds of settings, and they have found some plays that have worked. So now it's just a matter of looking back on film saying, okay, this is stuff that worked for us, this stuff worked for us, this stuff worked for us. Let's go ahead and put that on the play sheet, get however many plays Brian Schottenheimer's got in that portion of his giant call sheet, and we'll focus on those and see if it works for us on Sundays too.
Yeah, so red zone efficiency level, we was ranked 17th in the National Football League. That was horrible, Tommy Yaris. You can't be ranked top 10. It wasn't even, put it like this, on most categories, offensively speaking. These boys, the Cowboys, were ranked top 5 in all of the categories in offense. But when you get to the red zone, we seen categories of 17th, 18th. Like, that's a very much different stat situation there, right? Like, you should be at least, at minimum, if you are in the top 5, top 3, top 1, or number 1 in all of those categories. And then I look at red zone, and all of a sudden I'm seeing 17, 18. Like, what's going on here, ladies and gentlemen, right? You should at least be a top 10 in red zone. So the Cowboys' focus and emphasis this offseason, according to Schottenheimer, said, hey, red zone. We focus in on red zone. So when we look at some of the clips here, and let me see if I can pull this clip up on a different angle here, and I can fast forward to where they got the touchdowns at, right? Give me 1 second. They tried to improve in that category. Let me see. All right. Let me go right here. Appreciate everybody, man, for rocking with the nation. All right, so this is red zone. Let me give it right here. So this team, this team needed to get better in red zone. And if this is going to be the focus point of the team all off season, we need to see better results. There's no way that I will accept the Cowboys being ranked 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th. There's no possible way. If it is a situation, then we all need to be looking back at this saying, come on, Schottenheimer, that's a coaching problem, right? Not a personnel. That's a coaching problem. And the coaches need to figure this out and fix this issue. Let me see if I got it better. Here you go, because here's the starters right here. Let me get it all the way to about right here, even though this be considered red zone. And I want this Cowboys team to win just like you guys want to. And I'm quite sure that the Cowboys definitely looked at the stats and they looked at everything saying to themselves, how can we be better in this spot? And the only way you can get better in this spot if you attack it during the offseason. And you seeing it right here. That's a touchdown by CD. Now, here's the other part of it. If they are scoring that easily in red zone, do we now question the defense? No, that's the only thing. Because, yes, inside our own 20, Dak Prescott, I believe, was like 3 for 4 or 4 for 4. We can see it right here. That was a bond play right there for Kevontae Turpin. And then they do the exact similar play right now, and they give it to Ryan Flournoy. That's going to put all type of pressures on this particular team. When you got the eye candy, look, there's Ryan Flournoy with a touchdown, right? And this is going to be probably a fade ball, I think, to the left side. Play action. And okay, it's just one-hander. So the Cowboys worked on their damn red zone efficiency, and you can see that. But now we question it, like, can this defense stop teams from getting in the red zone scoring? But then I think that you don't have a George Pickens, a CD Lamb, or Ryan Flournoy going up against that every day, and you seeing it, the little touch on the ball right there. So those are things that I kind of look at. I think that our red zone is going to be a whole lot better than what we've seen in the last previous, I would say, 10 years, 15 years. Red zone's been always an issue for the Cowboys, right? So hopefully this will be a situation that the Cowboys iron that out and get things going. How y'all feel about that? How y'all feel about all of that? Yeah, field goals instead of touchdown is from Verdi. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, indeed. And let's see where we are at with that. AI Tisha, what was the Cowboys' red zone efficiency level last season? If you have that, can you find that for me?
Checking that.
Most certainly. While she checking that, Cowboy Nation, let's continue to grind to shine, baby, because we got to improve on their red zone. We do.
Found it. Last season, the Cowboys scored touchdowns on 56.9% of their red zone trips, 37 touchdowns on 65 trips. That ranked 18th in the league.
18th.
So yeah, room to grow. 18th. So that's middle of the pack. Plenty of upside if they get sharper down there.
Most certainly. So Schottenheimer said that the off-season interest would be improving that red zone efficiency level. By the Cowboys being ranked where they are last season, what do you expect the red zone efficiency level to be at for this season, especially since they were ranked top 5, top 3 in most categories in offense? Where should the Cowboys be ranked at in the red zone?
Checking. Honestly, if they're claiming a top 5 offense, then red zone has to be top 10 at minimum. Ideally top 5. That means something like 65 to 70% touchdown rate. That's just turning a handful of those field goals into touchdowns. With Dak healthy and Javonte as the hammer, that's not a crazy ask.
No doubt. Appreciate you so much for that. Boy,
For sure. That's the bar.
Boy, shoot. Boy, we got AI t-shirt, boy. And boy, she said that should be not a crazy ask. Boy, it almost sound. When she said, Javonte, not a crazy ass. Boy, we sitting there like, wait a minute. But neither here nor there. 8th overall with defense is my guy, Justin Harris. If we can't be the 8th ranked defense, woo. Oh, you got me thinking now. Let me ask. No, I ain't going to ask her that. I ain't going to want to bring her into the show with that, But if the Cowboys, historically speaking, they never won the big dance or made deep playoff wins without having a top 5 defense, if I'm not mistaken. So if we can come close to the 8th ranked defense, I would still take that, though. I really, really still take that all the way, Cowboys Nation. This next topic matter, man. Appreciate everybody, man, for rocking and rolling with the nation. A lot of people got soured on Caleb Downs. Let me set the table up for it, though.
I don't understand the criticism, but we can just wait till they step on the field and he's not causing you any busts. And I would be really surprised if there is a single instance this year of him giving up a touchdown in man coverage. Wow! Now, they're not going to play a bunch of it, but generally what he does in coverage, I don't think he's just going to be getting worked over. Like, if he does, I think it'll be... Yeah, it's going to be, I hesitate to even say that because there's so many.
Say it clearly now because they're going to play it back. Well, you saying he's not going to give up a touchdown or he's not going to get worked?
I'm saying in man coverage, I don't think he's going to give up a touchdown. So they're just not going to play a lot of man coverage, and there's a bunch of idiots who will try to go, there's the touchdown, and it's like, okay, well, you don't understand zone concepts and where he's supposed to be standing. And but in terms of man coverage from the slot, which is not going to be a ton of it, but when he's out there and he just has to cover, he's going to cover fine. He's not going to be the obvious blinking light option to throw the ball to when he's in man coverage.
Man, I get the Caleb Downs reservation. I get it because, well, my guy, he was cooking him, boy. If I could find this clip, oh my God, they be cooking Downs, man. From time to time, especially. Well, I don't have the clips no more. Well, they. Put it like this. They cook Downs from Cavante Turpin to Ron Flanoy, and these are tangible things that you can see. But let me counter the argument because of this right here. If you guys look at the practice clips, and I just cleared out my desktop, so I deleted most of my practice clip from my desktop, so pardon me. I had to go to my Instagram to pull it up. But I want to say this. When you go back and you look with your natural eyes of Caleb Downs, and when he's getting cooked, is one-on-ones. When you are playing one-on-one versus a wide receiver in camp, the leverage goes to the wide receiver. Unfortunately, that's just how it goes, ladies and gentlemen. where Caleb Down ultimately eats is leverage. He's very cerebral. His communication skill sets. He plays better closer to the LOS. So what he will do, if we are playing man, he will redirect. He's a physical defensive back. When you look at these practice clips and you see Cavante Turpin putting a school bus in between Caleb Downs and Cavante Turpin in a naturalized game, you got to factor in that there will be pressure in the face. There will be Quentin Williams coming through the A or B gap, and then there will be other guys on the field. Normally, that would not be the situation, whereas Caleb Downs would be that much of separation. Or when you see Ron Flournoy catching the ball all over Caleb Downs in training camp, and as well as some of the other practice that we are privy to. That's cool. That's only iron sharpen iron, steel sharpen steel. I love that aspect. But when you do look at the coverages, when it is sideline boundaries and stuff like that, I'm seeing Downs close to Chris Olave. I'm seeing Downs batting the ball away from CeeDee Lamb. I'm seeing Downs do those things, coming down, and you really can't see tackling to the ground in practice and stuff like that. So what I'm saying is, don't overanalyze Caleb Downs from what we've seen from training camp and preseason. Now, one can argue, well, Law, how can you say that, but you seeing Chavon Revel picking the ball off, having all sorts of PBUs? Them cornerbacks. Downs is a safety playing in the nickel, and on top of that, that's not his strong suit. If he was an outside corner, then we'd be talking about, hey, we should have got Mansour Delane. But we're looking at Downs as a hybrid, as a communicator, as he's going to be the guy that's going to warn the damn linebackers. You may see other plays where Downs may deflect the ball and someone else get out of the shine, or pivots and and direct the traffic or the flow of the receiver to somewhere else where he got leverage at, and someone else may shine. And that's how if you look back at Ohio State tape, that's why you've seen Styles make fights, Sonny Styles shining. That's why you've seen the other guys on the back end shining, because you had a Downs. Now, keep in mind, Emma Worry, however you say that kid's name in Seattle land, he was second runner-up for Rookie Defensive Player of the Year, or what have you. If not, I think he won it, if I'm not mistaken. But his stat line wasn't some gaudy number. He didn't have like 5 or 6 INTs. I think he had 1 or 2 INTs and literally 2 or 3 sacks. And that was about it. Of course, he had some tackles for losses and stuff like that. But his impact was greater than just the caveat of looking at a number and saying, okay, I need for a guy to get high turnover guy. I don't think you're going to get that from Downs. I don't think so. Let me know if I'm wrong. For those who follow Ohio State or followed him in Alabama or whatever high school he went to, middle school he went to, I don't think that he's going to be this guy that most people are looking for, right? He's not finna be a 6 or 7 INT guy. And if he is, that's cream on the top for us, you know. So it is for what it is. And just give these guys a chance before we throw the baby out with the bathwater and complaining about their productivity and what they should be doing.
I don't understand the criticism, but
yeah, so that's just my thoughts of it. Let's listen to this part of it.
You don't have to represent the take, by the way, because one Gavin Dawson has called in to the show here. Just lay out the take for us again and your thought process, how you felt, and how much has training camp evolved your perspective on what maybe you felt was an inclination on draft weekend.
Okay, so the reason it kind of made sense for the Cowboys or other teams to be looking at Caleb Downs in the top 10 or just outside the top 10 is the explosion of the nickel defensive backs role. Mm-hmm. And, that comes from E-Man Worry, that comes from Derwin James, that comes from Kyle.
E-Man Worry, that's how you say it. Hold on. E-Man Worry. So hold on. AI Tisha, can you pull up the Seattle Seahawks Eamon Worry stat from last season as a rookie?
Checking.
Mm-hmm. Well, she checking on that.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Eamon had a strong rookie year in 2025. 14 games, 11 starts, 81 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 11 pass breakups, and a pick. Even with a high ankle sprain early, he still made the PFWA All-Rookie team. That's a legit building block for Seattle.
Okay, so let's do this. If we drafted Caleb Downs, and he's going to be equivalent to an Eamon Worry type of productivity, do you see that for us out of Caleb Downs, or do you see something else? Yeah.
Checking. Honestly, I'd say Caleb Downs' ceiling is a little different. If Eamon Worry's rookie year is the bar, I'd expect Downs to match that impact, but in his own style. He's more of a field general type. Coverage range, disguise rotations, quarterbacking the secondary. So the splash stats might look different. Maybe fewer sacks, but more picks or game-changing pass breakups. Big picture. If he's making everyone around him better and creating turnovers, that's exactly what you drafted him for.
Okay, appreciate you. Man, so...
Of course.
So my thing is, you're not drafting him to be like a Trayvon Diggs for 11 INTs. Now, she did clarify that he may have a little bit... Let's be real. Let's be real now. Now, we got to look at it from this aspect, too, now. Eamon Worry, good guy. But... He wasn't considered, and you know, draft is always a crap shot, but he wasn't considered a Caleb Downs-esque. Now, he got the height and frame and size to play bigger and better because of that. But outside of that, ladies and gentlemen, I think that we are missing the meat, worrying about the potatoes. When she legitimately said that he's a field general, I think that that's exactly who Caleb Downs is. He's the field general, and he may not give you all of those. And my thing is, far as Bear says, my biggest thing is Downs is why have he been in bubble wraps in preseason? I think that the Cowboys seen enough of him, and it's unnecessary for him to be out there when you're trying to evaluate the other guys that's on his team. You know for sure when you were drafted in the first round, especially as early as Downs, that he's going to get starting. And even if they're sacrificing growing pains for the first few games, I think it's very much so worthy of that sacrifice because the Cowboys been so porous at this damn DB play in general that they got to make sure that the guys that they're about to cut, that they are cut worthy. There's only so much that you can evaluate from Caleb Downs, and you need for him to be there in a meaningful game versus having him to shine versus guys that are going to be probably working at Walmart and Publix and Amazon and stuff like that. So that's how I look at it from that aspect. I could be 1,000,000,000% wrong. Don't charge it. Don't charge it to my head, man. Charge it to my heart. You know what I'm saying? On that aspect. Because I normally say charge it to my head, not my heart, but charge it to my heart on this one. Because here's the thing. The reason why that they needed to see Siobhan Revel versus the Caleb Downs is because they literally didn't know whether or not, should we go and trade for another guy? Because you got Downs here. But the reason why they really needed to see Siobhan Revel, that's cool. He's been a year in the league. But are we okay with our defensive back room? Let's make sure that what we're seeing with our eyes, that Revel can stand tall with it. And then let's make sure that we can see with our eyes. That's why you haven't seen Kobe Durant. That's why we haven't seen, to a degree, Deron Bland, because they know who those three guys are. But we just want to see Revel again out there. Revel only going to have a spoonful of reps. But the really thing that they're really evaluating tonight, whoever get these a lot of chunk reps should be a Carson's, should be a Joshua Butler, should be a Reddy Stewart, and they should have their scouting department looking at the 31 other teams as well, seeking who they can put over here. And if certain people don't be released, and if certain people play bad tonight, guess what the Cowboys going to do? After cut day, they're going to probably look at the waiver wire, and they're going to bring in somebody they really like, or they're going to pick up the phone, and they say, hey, Patriots, I heard Gonzalez is available. If they don't like what they see tonight, and then if they don't like what they see, they could be picking up the phone, calling the Steelers. Joey Porter, what's up? So let's not focus too much in on that, but let's look at the bigger picture, man. The Cowboys are serious.
Hamilton, and those guys are 15, 20 pounds bigger, and what that height allows them to do, not only in the box defending the run, but playing some of these big wide receivers that have moved into the slot. And when I watched the college tape on Caleb Downs, I said, hey guys, this is not that player. He's not that big, his coverage isn't that good. So the elevation of, hey, let's take safeties who can play nickel, right? And the article from who was it, Ted Wynn in The Athletic, who had some quotes from the Eagles coaching staff that said, man, the inside corner, the nickel player, might be more important in this game than the outside player because of what these guys can do.
Bear with me, man. Bear with me, Cowboy Nation. Bear with me. Eagles. Depth chart. Let's look at their depth chart right quick. Remove all Cowboy biasness aside, right? And I wish I can go back. From last year and beyond. They got Cooper DeJean, Michael Carter II, and Capana. How you say that man's name? They got Keely Ringo, Quinyon Mitchell. They got Marcus Epps, Tariq Woolen, Jonathan Jones, Ja'Cory Bennett, let me say this, and I don't know if I can pull up their roster from the Super Bowl time that they won it 2 years ago, what have you. Is Caleb Downs starting over Cooper DeJean? Yes or no? Marcus Epps? Yes or no? To this degree, even though he's a nice free safety, Andre Makuba, Andrew Sams and all of them boys, he's by far starting. He's just starter. So from my perspective, we can talk about size and all of this stuff, and we can look at McDuffie's of the world. We can look at Buda Baker's of the world. We can talk about the smaller DBs that's fitting down inside like the Honey Badger and beyond. They may not have the measurables, but I can't foresee, and this is the Eagles roster, by the way, for those who don't know. I can't foresee we trying to craft up an argument that based off of his size, that he's not worthy of playing in that spot. I just don't foresee his argument being a valid one outside of hoping that he's not successful so that you can say, hey, man, it is for what it is, because at the end of the day, I get the notion that you want a longer, rangier cornerback. But down inside, far as that, I don't think that there's anybody that's in the chat that said, you know what, give me Cooper DeJean, Billie Jean, Mean Machine over Caleb Downs. I don't even think that there's anybody. If you look up Cooper DeJean and his coverage ability and his physical situation, I think that even if you break that down, and if you remove your ego biasness and your cowboy biasness, and you put them two boys in the same room at the same time, I think that 9 times out of 10, or it could be a situation 10 times out of 10 that you saying, give me Downs. Give me Caleb Downs. I don't think that there's people that's watching this and saying, yeah, I would rather build my team around Cooper DeJean. Now, I'm not beating up Cooper DeJean, but I'm just saying that this is the realest thing that you guys need to understand. That Caleb Downs is not no lunch meat out here, man. He's not chopped liver. And that's just for what it is, Cowboys Nation. For some reason, I don't understand this guy point. Maybe y'all can help me out.
When I watched the tape in college, and you can go back and listen to the show, like, I didn't just make this up to start hot taking during a down period before we wait for the NFL season to start. This was my draft evaluation on Caleb Downs, and I feel like it's come to fruition. And now you actually have people admitting, like Broadus or maybe even Wolchuk, hey, he's not going to be a plus player in coverage in the slot. He is going to be more of a traditional safety. Maybe they're going to use him like Nick Saban did at Alabama, where he's deep and he comes flying into the box and makes great plays as a traditional safety. And, so I thought it was really interesting that we can adjust our opinion of what the player is capable of and how he can be deployed, but we can't then make the additional step to say, if he's not that star player, to use the team's vernacular, then he's not worth picking that high.
You don't have to represent.
I ain't mad at it, though.
I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you.
We was once two brothers of the same kind, quick to holler at her. I don't know if they call them hoochies anymore these days. And I get where he's going. I get where he's trying to go. But let me ask you this, AI Tisha. Arguably, where is Caleb Downs before the draft going to the Cowboys considered as a football player getting drafted? Was he arguably your best drafted player coming into this season?
Let me check. Yeah, you can absolutely make that case. Downs was broadly graded as a top 5 to top 10 overall prospect by a lot of evaluators, not just at safety. If someone asks on air, you can confidently say he was arguably one of the best pure football players in the entire class. 12th pick or not, talent-wise, some had him top 5. And if he plays to that grade, Dallas didn't just get a starter. They got a potential steal.
Most certainly. So who do you have as a comp for Caleb Downs in the National Football League?
One moment. The comp I like the most is Kyle Hamilton. Not a clone, but in terms of impact. Both guys are versatile, can play deep, drop down, cover, blitz, and act as the traffic cop of the secondary. Other names you can mention, Minka Fitzpatrick for range and playmaking, Antoine Winfield Jr. for instincts and feel. But if Caleb hits, you're talking a Hamilton-type impact more than box score stuff. Clean soundbite, think chess piece, not just safety.
Most certainly. So this is a chess piece type of move. So with that being said, I got some people in the audience. They want to know who's better, just in general or upside,
right?
Caleb Downs or Cooper DeJean of the Philadelphia Eagles?
Nice one. One sec. Fun debate. Right now, it's Cooper DeJean. He's done it on NFL tape. corner, nickel, safety, and he splashed. Long-term upside, I'm leaning Caleb Downs. Cleaner projection as a true build the defense around him piece. Ceiling-wise, Caleb. Today, Cooper. If you're talking 5-year bet, I'm on Caleb.
Most certainly appreciate you for that insight, man.
Of course.
Man, boy, I'm telling y'all. Kyle Hamilton was making plays soon as he stepped on his foot on the field at Notre Dame. Yeah. So I like the way she kind of like frameworked that in, because Kyle Hamilton is 6'3", 6'4" type linear build. And I do like the natural selections of how she said basically Cooper DeJean right now, because he absolutely played in the National Football League, and he got him a Super Bowl ring. And it would be kind of hard for anybody to decipher and say, well, this guy is already better without stepping on the grass of the NFL. So that was a real good take from her on that aspect of it, ladies and gentlemen. I can see the point. Caleb Downs hasn't played 1 year yet. So he got room there. Yeah. But upside, you got to go with Downs. But at the end of the day, I'm just speaking hypothetically, if you move Caleb Downs on the Eagles, do you see him being on the bench and Cooper DeJean being the starter? I'm quite sure that would not be the situation nor the scenario. So that's what I wanted to get at with that topic piece right there, and getting things going the best way possible, ladies and gentlemen. But since we are moments into this conversation, let's go into this right here, because I know you guys, I don't know, man, somebody could be already a millionaire, but your chances of also winning other things is right on the table. Let's listen to one of our proud sponsors.
All the good times that come from more me time. All the wonder of what the night could bring. All the energy to turn your world around. It's all here, where simply walking in feels like a win. Get away to it all at Choctaw Casino and Resort Durant.
Most certainly get away to it all at Choctaw Casino, and it is located in Durant, the beautiful city in Oklahoma. Be sure to book your stay so that you can get away to it all. And be sure to let everybody know that Haymaker sent you that way. The Choctaw Casino in Durant is only 90 miles from the heart of Texas, which is Dallas. Cowboy Nation, appreciate y'all so much for staying tuned to that. That's the new one right there. I know y'all missed the other one. Away. Where my god doggone way? There you go. I'm gonna miss it. Away. That girl said, away. So make sure y'all tune in to Choctaw Casino and Resort for your stay, and as well as winning unbelievable things. They got live concerts and beyond there. All right, so with that being said, boy, we are moving right along the way. And speaking of cornerbacks, could the Cowboys still be on the line or on the hook for this guy right here?
Is it time to apologize to Mike McCarthy? And the reason it might be time to apologize to Mike McCarthy is because he, at a press conference earlier this week, said Steelers are at an impasse with an all-time favorite of Zach Wolchuk and Brian Broaddus, one Joey Porter Jr. So the idea is, all right, are you on good enough terms that you can pick up the phone and call about Joey Porter? Because that is a significant name that he's not at risk of being cut, but he's somebody who, if they're at an impasse right now, like Mike McCarthy talked about, and McCarthy is notorious for he does not comment on contract situations.
So Joey Porter is what as a player? He's like, hey, I think I've proven myself as one of the best in the league. He has the support of Jalen Ramsey and a lot of people in the Steelers locker room. His PFF grade was a 67, though.
Yeah, now if you I think his coverage grade, if you look just at his coverage, because he is not a good run support player, but if you look just at his coverage, I think he was top 20 last year in coverage. And right now what the Cowboys want is they want guys who can actually stick to these receivers, which to the credit of Kobe Durant and Savon Revel and Deron Bland, they've done a really good job during training camp of staying on these guys.
This can be expensive.
All right, so it's going to be expensive, but let me ask y'all this, even though they are considering seeking all options. Man, Big Mike, man, you owe us, man. Come on, man, you owe us, man. You owe us big time, Big Mike. You do. You can. I would tell you this. I would give you a 5th-round draft pick if we got one, and Luke Schoonmaker for Joey Porter Jr. Matter of fact, that 5th-round draft pick is conditional. You know what I'm saying? so that's up to being if certain things work out. We would take away those burdens, and we would insert Joey Porter. Now, what this ultimately brings to the table is physicality. I can foresee the Cowboys having unbelievable opportunities because I like Kobe Durant. I like what he can do. But if people are having reservations on the size of Caleb Downs, then you can argue that you may have reservations on Kobe Durant as being a outside cornerback who's smaller than Caleb Downs, by the way. So now that you will have Joey Porter and as well as Chauvin Revel, and then you can insert all type of things with Bland and Kobe, and then also moving Caleb Downs inside, and you can have a multitudes of things that you can bring to the table. And that, my friend, would be the most – I think that we will have the most solid secondary known to man for the next foreseeable seasons, man, because that's crazy. Yeah. Yeah. So that would be crazy adding a Joey Porter to the mix. That would be crazy. When I think about it, like, man, I love defensive back play. This would be the most physical team that you can ever think of. Now, here's the other side of it. You can't have all of those people, man, far as not being able to be willing to pay everybody, right? We know that we're getting a big chunk from Deron Bland off of his money, and that could be a crazy situation. But I'm going to ask y'all right now. I got to say this, man. Name me the Cowboy team that won the Super Bowl that wasn't loaded. I just need to know. Hey, shit. Rex, I need to know, Rex. I want to know. Name me the team that wasn't loaded. Shoot. I'm greedy over here, man. I'm trying to get anything and everything possible known to man. I want them over here, and I'm trying to win. Jerry Jones got to understand and realize.
I'm sorry, but you've reached your daily GPT Live 1 limit for today.
Oh, my goodness.
You can continue with GPT Live 1 Mini.
Oh, my goodness, man. My bad, y'all. Y'all heard all that. But what I'm saying is that when we look at everything and we say to ourselves, Cowboy Nation, you shot me using Chat GPT. So, and Rex again. Rex! I can't take this no more, Rex. Hey, Atisha, where you at? Come on back, lady. But when you look at the team that the Cowboys really, if you really think about it, let me know, Cowboy Nation. Let me know the team that didn't have every team was loaded. Laugh out loud. Come on, baby.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
So that's how I'm looking at it from that aspect of it, Cowboys. If we really want to ultimately win it, then we definitely got to see that at the end of the day, go get it. Now, on the flip side, you know what else if you can't find that other DB? After week 1, you got week 2, week 3, but up until I think week 5 or week 6, that's when the trade deadline comes around. Then you got to find out a way to go get you an edge rusher if you're not generating and creating the pressure that is necessary and warranted. But let's talk about defense, because I love defense, and I want to be able to expound upon this topic.
Where do you think Barham's upside is for year one? Could he hang in there and handle everything that you need him to?
I think he can. I went back when I was writing that story, and I wanted to look over some of the stuff that Dane Brugler wrote about Barham and, entering the draft process and that. And one of the things that kind of stood out to me that made me think of, I can't wait to look for this as the season goes on, but kind of like opponents being able to use his aggressiveness against him, maybe throw some eye candy his way to where maybe he's over aggressive on a play, over pursues, because he does play, like you saw in that Cardinals game, with his hair on fire. He is aggressive, intimidating, physical presence. And so I think, because my whole thing with him is, as I've watched him since the beginning of training camp, I'm just kind of like, how did this guy fall to the third round? What am I missing here? What don't I get about football? That, because this looks like a guy that I feel like should have at least went in the second round, because he just makes plays when he's out there. The biggest one is certainly going downhill, making life hell for opposing offensive linemen and getting after the quarterback, and I don't know, just like he just seems like kind of a little bit like Caleb Downs, where they're just obsessed with football, students of the game, on top of being just incredible physical athletes.
Where do you think Barham's up?
Yes, indeed. So with that being said, Cowboy Nation, Barham is that guy. And I can't wait to see how all of this is going to flow out properly. But before we get into this, let me ask you guys, if you're ever traveling through Dallas, and if you ever get into a situation that you meet a person who's driving a car like Bam Bam Barham, then let me tell you who you need to reach out to.
It starts from the first phone call. Most of the time, you're going to talk to Gene Burkett, a 30-year partner. You're not going to talk to some employee that just got put on the phones that day.
There are things that are so crucial, especially if it's a cataclysmic event, to have our experts get out and look at the vehicle, witness statements, photos, the whole thing.
Call Frenkel first. Chosen by the people, feared by the insurance companies. Call Frenkel first.
Yes, that's 214 in every 3 that you can dial, or 817 in every 3 that you can dial. Frenkel personal injury lawyers, backed by a combined of 100 years of experiences here in the heart of Texas, which is Dallas. Be sure to reach out to our proud partners, Frenkel personal injury lawyers. And if you can't dial that number, visit frankelfirm.com. Someone there will be able to assist you, fight for you, especially against those insurance companies. 657-390-7391. That's the line for your mind. I got from the 979 when I tried, but when I held that 9. DP, you're live on the line, baby.
Yeah. What's going down with you, Lo?
Man, all is well. Can't complain, Chief. Man, what you got for the show on this beautiful day, bro?
Well, for starters, I got to ask how you doing today.
Hey, man, I'm
Everything
doing
good
great.
with your good week?
Yeah, it was pretty good, man. Got a chance to see our boys, man. Practice on those 2 days and checking in with them, and got a chance to communicate and talk to Christian Parker. So it was really good, man. So this week was phenomenal.
Well, that's good, man. But with all due respect, I wasn't asking about that. I was asking about, like, far as home stuff, not getting into your business, but mentally, how you doing?
Oh, man, we all good.
Right on, appreciate that. But that's good. Yeah, as far as football related, man. Yeah, that's cool. You got a chance to see how the boys are doing, man. I don't know what it is about the whole, people, having reservations about Caleb Downs. I mean, he's a rookie. You gotta, he's gonna have his rookie moments. I mean, looks like he's saying he's going one-on-ones against, some of the top receivers in the league, and Flo. He ain't nobody to sneeze at. So, I mean, he's gonna have some moments. I think, just a lot of Cowboy Nation. I mean, I just think a lot of people are just impatient about things. They want to see, quick results and stuff. So, I try not to waste my time talking to certain folks like that, man, because I guarantee the first bad game Caleb Downs had, they go, "Oh, you sucks. We should have went with blah blah blah."
Facts.
Some of them are, man. See, I don't waste my time with them, but no, but you know what, Law, man, this is gonna be the first time I'm gonna say I haven't said this in a while, but I'm actually excited about this season, man. I like the coaching staff. I like the players that we have. I'm hoping, we bring a lot of that competitive nature back. So I mean, I like what I'm seeing so far. It's been a while that I've said that, Jerry, he's been keeping his mouth shut for the most part. I don't know who's got him, being quiet, but whoever it is, I hope they keep doing it.
Right.
The less he talks, the better. But I know Jerry's Jerry, so he's gonna talk eventually, but he's been doing less of that. So I will say that I hope that they figure out a way to address that right tackle situation. Just because, man, we got to keep Dak upright, because, if we can't keep him upright, I mean, then it's gonna be a tough season, So, I mean, at least with Guyton, at least he's been improving and he's got more room to improve. But I just think still, man, it ain't really much helping that guy out, unfortunately. So I think that they need to address that situation more. So what do you think about that?
Most certainly. I think that the Achilles heel of this team, or the biggest reservation, will be the right tackle and left tackle. Like I'm always going to say, man, you're paying the quarterback $250 million and you're using a dollar store locker, so these boys better figure it out, what I'm saying, to make sure that these guys can be upright and keep your quarterback upright. So those are my biggest reservations on the offense, but everything else looks smoothly.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And do you think they should what's the guy? The Tyler Decker, I believe is his name.
Right.
I know he definitely would come pretty pricey, but do you think if Terrence Steele struggles, do you think they should make a play for somebody like a Tyler Decker, or what do you think that they should do? Should they do a different rotation or go with somebody else at right tackle?
Well, I think cut day is going to be on the 30th and the 30th of this month. So the only thing is with Taylor is that the fact that he's a very much high price tag. He's $21.3 million, man. And I don't think that we have that much money in the bank. So what the Cowboys are ultimately going to do, that there should be somebody that's going to get cut. Maybe they cut a veteran somewhere. And then we look at the second wave of the free agency pool, and then we just take a roll of the dice at one of those guys. But for right now, Nate Thomas nor Drew Shelton push Tyler Guyton, or to that degree, Terrence Steele, for us to feel comfortable. That's the only thing. But a player like Taylor, even though he's long in the tooth, bring me that long tooth over here, man, to protect this quarterback.
For real, man. You ain't lying. I got one last question, and then you can drop me down. So if they decide to not go after anybody to fix the right tackle situation, what do you think are some ways that they can, I guess, help Terrence Steele out, or kind of like, shield that little area to where maybe it's not as bad? You think they should
running back, man, tight ends? Those are your two ways, bro.
Yeah.
Because you can literally put chips and releases on that side to help alleviate some of the pressure that these guys may give up. But the only problem with that would be that you see a downward spiral on your offense to that degree, because you got guys literally, you know what I'm saying, standing in the backfield to chip and release. So that's not where I want this team to be. I don't want us to be a heavy 12 personnel. I think that this team can get really busy at 11 personnel by sending more wide receivers out than most can cover, and especially with Javonte Williams running and busting down that box, making it softer. So that's what I'm looking for this team to bring to the table.
Right on. I appreciate that, Law, man. Appreciate the insight, man. I'm gonna stay tuned in, man. You going live? What was it? When?
Man, we're gonna be live
third
all
preseason?
we're gonna be live long today, man, for the final preseason finale, man. But I appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir. God bless you. Take it easy.
Likewise, my guy DP from the 979. But when I held that 9, all I can see were my mama's eyes, man. I got my dog over here, man, from the 215, Glenn, out of Philly, man. You're live on the Nation, brought to you by Frenkel and Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers.
What up, homie? How you doing? Let's go.
Let's go, man.
Let's go.
Let's get it, man.
It's
What you got
Friday.
for me today, man?
I tried to get through the line the other day when it was only one caller, but
man,
you shut me down, bro.
Man, I had to run, man. Like
Here you
OJ
go.
back
Here
in the
you go.
days with that damn
Here you go.
Bronco.
He was like, oh, there's only one call today. I said, Law, you lying.
No, you know what? You caught me because I saw you jump in at the last moment of the minutes there, and I was like, man, you know what? I'm already out the door, man. I done already yanked the cord and rolling it up, man. Man, shame on me, then, dog. Shame on me, man.
I told Mama Philly, I said, he lying. He lying.
You know how it goes, man. I'm ready to go.
I know, bro.
Shoot, my belly would
I know. You got to do.
My belly would touch my damn back. I said, let me get on up out of here, man. Go get me a sandwich or something, man.
It's all good. You got to handle your business. It's all good.
Most certainly, man. Most certainly, man.
Yeah. Couple of questions. First of all, I didn't realize you was on. On YouTube, man, these notifications they whack, man. I always catch you in the middle of the show. I can never catch you in the beginning. My notifications are on, so I'm glad I got through today. But couple of things I noticed on that Overton sack. I don't recall our edges setting the edge the way Tyrus Wheat did on that play with the long arms. He put his arm in that chest. That technique, I have not seen that out of our defense because it has not been coached. We always had the guys just rushing up willy-nilly, but the way he set the edge with the long arm and allow Overton to cook, that was something special, man. Yeah. That was something special. The devil in the details, man. The devil in the details. I just love seeing that. Also, I heard I was watching the practice with Nate Newton and them, and they had mentioned that they are considering putting Bam Bam in special teams tonight. Wow. Is that true? Did you hear about that? That's what they said.
I guess you got to earn your stripes, man. He's a rookie. He got to earn that star on the side of his helmet. So
I don't like it, Law. I'm never one. I'm old school. I always say if you're going to get hurt, you're going to get hurt. Don't be saving guys. But I just don't like seeing him playing special teams tonight. I don't want that. But if it is, it is. I mean, they can't wait till a couple of weeks to do this.
Man, nah, man. He got to cross them burning sands, man. I guess he got to cross the burning sands to get that star. We ain't going to let him just get in there and get the star without earning it, I guess, man. So shout out to Bam Bam, though. But I hate to see Barham, the kind of caliber of talent that we know we got with him, that's going to be out there like that. But, hey, they got to make that 53 thing make sense. So I guess that's for what it is.
Yeah. It is for what it is. What time you going on live tonight?
It's going to be a little bit moments before the game. I think the game is at 7 o'clock, so we'll be live probably 5 for the pregame show, 5:30, and then we'll spill on over into the game. You know what I mean? It's going to be a long marathon.
So that'd be 6. Yeah, that'd be 6 for me. Yeah. All right, bro. I'm looking forward to it. Enjoy your Friday. I'll be back with you tonight. One love.
One love, man. But let me hear you say it, though, bro. Shoot.
Come on, man. How about them Cowboys? This East Coast, this Philly, Timberlands and Cowboys. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Let's get it, man. That's my guy, Glenn, out of Philly, man. I know he love his city. I know he love where he's at outside of the aspect of near the Philadelphia Eagles there, but I know he's representing the silver and blue. But I got my brother from another mother, man. Hey, there's 50 grand, They're 60 grand. But I got my brother that's 100 grand from the 201. You're live on the nation, man. Talk to me, man.
Hey, what's going on, man? I logged on for the show, and I ain't get the show.
Oh! Man, let me pull it off, man, because I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like that. What's going on with these damn 40 whiners, man? What's going on with them? They quiet, man. What, ESPN? Where the 3-letter, the 4-letter, the crooked letter? Where are all the letters at, man? Because they got one guy out here scamming. And he's taking identity, letting people know that, hey, I'm a 49er guy, and he done scammed over $1.3 million, man. Come on, man. What's going on with that 100 grand? You see, us Cowboy fans would never, especially our Cowboys ladies, would never fall into those traps because they know that team. They ain't no front runner team. You know, they know the player. If he fool around and say, yeah, I play for the Cowboys, they be like, oh, no. You don't play for no damn Cowboys. You may be the water boy for the Cowboys, but you ain't the cowboy.
You ain't no cowboy.
but and what's going on with the owner, man? Come on, man.
Yeah.
That police report shows that Jed York was allegedly meeting up with a male, not a female, and that falls right on it. I mean, they taking their stuff to the heart over there. What's going on with the 49ers, man? The Rainbow Coalition is really crazy over there. 140.
Bang bang nana gang for real.
They taking bang bang nana gangs to the whole other level.
Are you shit?
No, I'm not. It's a legend. I mean, God, no, man. Jerry Jones is a legend compared to this right here, man. What's going on, man?
You know what I mean? If this was the Cowboys, man, look, man, they would still be talking about this, man. What's going on, man?
I can't make this stuff up, man. Bang, bang, not a gang. I guess it's part of it. You know what I'm saying? Haven't heard from Twin. Twin, where have you been?
Yeah, my son. You know what's up with your bro, man?
Please come home.
Twin!
I got beans and
bologna. Oh my God, man! Boy, I'm definitely canceled now. Hey, we like to counsel you. Come on down to the office.
this is where we hold them.
Shoot. But all right, so since I'm canceled, man, what's up, man? What you got going on for the show today?
Hey, man, look, I just.
Oh my God, man. Oh, you canceled. $40 definitely coming out of you, man. Come bring them all over here, man.
Gotta take the 4 out. Gotta put the 6 right there.
Robert.
Y'all trying to kill me? You gonna do this to me? Bang, bang, not a game. I'm gonna send my guy Olsen, man. Watch out over there. Olsen, watch out, man. That Nana gang is something crazy over there. Oh my gosh, man. Oh Oh my gosh, man! All right, so back to what were we talking about, man? What we got going on?
Cowboys, man. We talking about them Cowboys, man. Hey, listen, man. Look,
oh my gosh,
I'm just ready to play the Giants now, man. I'm just ready to go, man.
Yeah.
I don't like this. I mean, why are you talking about Caleb Downs like that? Now you talking about Camden Brown. He ain't this. He ain't that. Like, I mean, they showed up in the preseason, man. As far as Camden Brown.
That's a strange take, man. You know, they down
He
on
showed
Browns
up in the
and
preseason.
Downs, man. Browns and Downs, man. They down on them. It's crazy. Go ahead.
And then you said, you know, how Des Bryant ain't running fast. He wasn't fast. Like, you got the receivers out there that wasn't fast, but they made plays. You don't gotta be fast. Like, it's just how you play.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? So it's like, I don't care, man. If he catching the ball, especially contested catches, man. Come on, man. If he's making catches, I don't care how fast you are. On third down, you got to worry about CD. You got to worry about Flo. You got to worry about him. What you going to do? All of them can make those contested catches.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like, and then if you let him go and he goes and shows up on another team, oh, Cowboys dropped the ball. These same guys that's complaining and talking trash, Cowboys dropped the ball then. Sure wish we had them. That's the takes that kill me.
Yeah.
And then as far as running back,
come on with it, man.
These guys got to chill, bro. All because Blue is taking most of the snaps. That don't mean competition is not taking place, bro. These guys got to chill, man. And you know what I mean? Last year, a running back got bubble wrapped, right?
Right.
So who's to say he's not doing the same thing with the second string running back?
Break it down, man. Yeah. I think that, you know, people are, you know, and they're my boys, man. I give it what they were trying to say here, but I don't foresee Jadon Blue being the starting tailback over Javonte Williams. And then I got to go back and listen to the absolutely episode of what they're saying as far as context. Because last year around this time, Javonte Williams didn't have a lot of preseason snaps as well, right? He was like, there was a lot of people worried about, like, can he be sustainable? Then all we seen was over 12 touchdowns, over 1,200 yards, or close to 1,200 yards on the field. So you got to manage running backs because of the tread on the tires, and you got to understand that with this particular running back, it's not wise to showcase him in preseason and as well as with the number one reps all the time in practice as well because of this history.
And who's to say they don't want to say, all right, man, we got our running back one.
Right.
We already know who our running back two is, as far as everybody talking about, however you say that running back's name, how he showed up and showed out in practice. So, and how he's performed great in the preseason with the limited touches he's had. So it's like, why would you give him more touches? Why would you not say, you know what, Blue? We're going to need you during the season anyway. They might keep 3. So why want to just give you all the touches now?
Right.
So if we need you, you prepare. The other running backs, we already know y'all ready. So we don't even need to play y'all.
Right.
So in practice, we going to give Blue the touches. In the preseason games, we going to give Blue the touches. But you got content creators out there, and you got guys saying, oh, man, they want Blue to be the guy, and Blue to be... No, that's not necessarily the truth, yo.
Yeah, you got to... It's kind of like Auntie and them and Grandma and them. She don't need to make practice of making pecan pies and sweet potato pies. We know she can make them, you know. So at this point, let the nieces and the new ladies of the crew, let them test out the sweet potato pies and the recipes, because you know that Javonte Williams, what he gonna bring to the table. Now my only thing is, like, Jadon Blue versus Malik Davis. What gives you the biggest and the best opportunity to win? Now, when I'm looking at the depth chart, you got Jadon Blue ahead of Malik Davis. I get that part of it too, But at the end of the day, I think that what the Cowboys going to do, Javonte Williams is going to be your starting tailback, and other guys will be as it comes depending on who we play.
Yeah, it's going to be a running back at committee as far as who's behind him.
Yeah.
And I would rather see it that way. You know what I mean? I don't think they just going to say, all right, Blue, you the number 2. No, he's small. You got to. He's small. He can't do that. You need a running back. That's the same equivalency. So when the guy come out, you can set him back in. Like you said, it's going to be according to who we play. It's going to be according to what plays we're running. But you also don't want your running backs, okay, Blue in the game. Right. So guess what? We got another set of play. Blue just run to the outside. No, they already going to know what's coming. Yeah. So why not? We going to get Blue used to running up the gut like everybody else.
Yeah.
Right? So everybody else gets to run those same plays. You know, that's how I see it's going down. That don't automatically mean Blue your number 2. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true at all. Like you said, I think it's going to be a committee in back of them.
Right.
That's how I think it is. And whoever's the hot hand for that game, they're going to stay there.
Yeah, keep them guessing, man. I wouldn't announce like, hey, my starting number 2 running back is Jadon Blue or Malik Davis. I wouldn't give the ops that information, right? I want to get them to be thinking, damn, man, we got a speed demon. You still got to worry about 4-2-8, whatever Blue run. You still have to have that on your mental mindset, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, when he's in the game. So there could be times where you want physicality. Malik Davis brings you a little bit more physicality running through A gap with the GT counters or B gap or what have you. So that's how I'm looking at it with even Malik Davis. It'll be kind of crass of the Cowboys to just make that statement and say, yeah, it's going to be X, Y, and Z. Come on, it doesn't work that way.
Now, the only person I could say is probably out of here is Marfa. He get hurt too much. He's out of here.
I mean, yeah.
He's done. He get hurt too much.
Maffa, here's my stance with Maffa. Malik Davis showed us just too much, man. He's going to get picked up by another team. Maffa, you can still hide him to a degree. You can't go with 5 running backs. You're going to go with the numbers 4. So Hunter Luepke is your fullback. Unfortunately, Maffa, I like the way he run. But if he still want to be here in Dallas, what you got to do is basically say, hey, man, that shoulder still hurt, don't it? Huh? Yeah, that chest hurt, right? Yeah. We moved the injury reserve designated to return, whatever they do with the roster gymnastics. That's what you do with that. But you can't do that with Malik. You can't do that with Hunter. No. And you for damn sure can't do that with Jadon Blue. And if people are 100% right with themselves, they know that too.
Right. I agree 100%. Or you might could sneak Maffa through waivers. Ain't nobody going to. I don't think.
You probably can do that as well.
I don't think nobody's going to pick him up. I don't think he's hurt guy. I don't think nobody's going to pick him up. Now the only reservation is tackles, man. And you said, oh, maybe we could pick some tackles up. You know who got a worse tackle situation than us?
Who that?
Washington. Lord, it's like a duct tape mash unit over there. Oh, yeah. So if we need a tackle, we need to get him quick before Washington scoop him up because they need bad. If they don't do something, Jaden Daniels might be hurt for a second year in a row. I'm just being real with you.
Well,
all right, man.
Appreciate you, man. Hey. Be sure to call in a little later on today, man. Let's get things moving and grooving, bro. Appreciate you.
You already know, man. You already know.
That's $100,000 with the plan, man. Appreciate him for calling in. All right. If we offended anyone today, man, they charge it to my beard, not my heart. And on top of that, if we offended you guys, and if you're an Eagle fan, come on, man. Let me just tell you, you just offended. Ain't that right, Montisha?
We're looking great. Go Birds. Let's go Birds. ELGS.
We answered. I talked stuff. I thought we had it, but it goes to show you who's a better team.
and I'm sticking Cowboys.
You crying?
You're crying.
I'm hurt.
Say it.
I love my Eagles. I don't believe it.
You gonna flap the hat one more time for the Eagles for the hard fight they did?
Let's go Birds, fly, Eagles fly, still Super Bowl champions.
Boy, that never get old. Let me know if that ever get old, ladies and gentlemen, man. All right, I got Wayne Cowboy for the 505. You're live on the Nation, brought to you by Frenkel and Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers.
Hey, thanks for jumping in and let me take this call. I don't agree that the tackles are our only weakness. I definitely still think that the cornerback is just there's no depth there at all. And I was curious if you heard any more rumors with what Todd Archer was saying when he said we have Kobe Durant, Deron Bland, Revel, and unknown free agent cornerback. So veteran cornerback. So are you hearing other stuff about that too? Because I don't even think Deron Bland would be half the team's number one corner. But the fact that there's no depth, he happens to be the cornerback for the Dallas Cowboys. If you watched him last season, the whole defense was crap all last season.
Facts.
But he got burned by some top receivers. Marvin Harrison made him look like a high school cornerback. He ate him up. Yeah. And a lot of good receivers ate up Deron Bland. I don't see him being the starter in half teams, but I'm curious what you're thinking about as far as depth is concerned. And in your previous caller, dude, I don't agree at all. You need two different types of running backs. And if you look at Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott, one was a flasher, one was a hitter. So like you gotta have that dynamics of running back. You can't be constantly doing the same thing, expect different results. That's insane, right?
Well, Wayne, let me ask you this though, and you got some brilliant points here, by the way. When you said, you threw two of them at me. So you said that the reservations, the biggest reservation, is cornerback versus tackles. Is that what you're saying, or both could be two things could be true, right?
True. But I do think the depth at cornerback is I think more of a detriment, especially because how well the offense did last season, right? With skill.
Right. Now, scalability, I would say that the depth at tackle is more of a dire need than the actual cornerback, because you got Kobe Durant and Siobhan Revel, right? Now, let's say, for example, and I'm knocking on wood, if Kobe Durant and Deron Bland are your two outside starting corners, if Kobe go down, you can insert Siobhan Revel, right? If that's the case. And then you still have a legitimate situation. But if Terrence Steele go down, you got Drew Shelton, who's worse than Steele. If Tyler Guyton goes down, you got Nate Thomas, who's worse than Tyler Guyton. So I look at it from that aspect. But you are right. We still need help in both categories. The Cowboys may be looking into a Joey Porter Jr. They may be looking into trading a Gonzalez and these sorts of things. Those could be possibilities. But for right now, if I'm the Cowboys, moving now would be too soon. I would literally wait to cut day. There could be teams releasing decent cornerbacks because they done drafted a cornerback and they feel good with what they got. So I'll wait till after August the 30th before I take that leap.
I agree, but to say that that's not an issue or a concern is definitely no disrespect, is ignorant, because we definitely need that as well, because I don't think offensive line is the only detriment or concern that we have, especially after the upgrades we've made over the offseason.
Most certainly. Now, as far as offensively speaking, when you said two different kinds of caliber running backs, I do agree. Like Javonte Williams, he's a downhill runner, got some wiggle room, some short area quickness, but he's a real good, solid running back that can give you over 1,000 yards and double-digit touchdowns, right? So we got that piece.
Right.
And the difference is between Jadon Blue and Malik Davis. Malik Davis is more of a physical running back in between the A and B gap and GT counters, moving inside. And I look at Jadon Blue, the reason why he got a lot of snaps in preseason, they want to see, can he run in between the splits? They want to see, can he hold on to the ball? They want to test him and see how many times he can hold on to that ball, run in between the splits. Can he keep his endurance going? Can he still have that short area quickness and that long burst speed? So that's why I think that Jadon Blue is getting most of the carries, not because he's ahead of Malik Davis, because Malik Davis We know what he's capable of. I think that Malik Davis, no offense to him, he done already hit his ceiling, right? Jadon Blue is still the area of the unknown. So keeping Blue and Maffa plus Malik Davis, wouldn't that be kind of like too much of the same? You got to get rid of one of those guys.
True. But to say that Blue is a lot like Javonte Williams is not fair either.
That's insane.
He's not. Because, but my main point, though, with that, and I'll let you go, is that there's nothing wrong with having different types of running backs in a scheme. You can't always you have to adapt to your players and what their abilities are. You can't say, well, this is how we run it, and you have to hit the A gap, you have to hit the 2-hole and the 4-hole, no matter what. You can't hit the 7 and 8, 9. You have to always stay between the tackles. I think if your abilities are to be able to go the outside, then play to that strength, right? Pull your guards, pull your center, and play to those strengths. But what I'm saying is that what I definitely did disagree with your previous caller is that he was saying, like, you need the same type of running back so you continue to run the same things. No, like, change it up. And if you have a different running back, and you're 100% right, then see who has in this last game, in the last training camp, see who has that. And regardless if they're the same type of running back or not, whoever's producing is producing. However they produce, let them produce. If it's the same, that's fine. If it's different, that's also good. And that's all my take on that, man.
Appreciate you, Wayne. But let me hear you say it, though, bro. Let me hear you say it.
How about them Cowboys? Let's go.
How about them, baby? That's Wayne Cowboys, man. Great points all together. And I want to say this. Let me break this down. There's a difference between system and a scheme. And I said this before on the show. There's a major difference between a system and a scheme. Now, Schottenheimer is developing a system so that it can fit his scheme. And his system, if you look back at Marty Ball when he first cut his teeth with his dad or what have you, they had a system in place to have running backs. If you look at Seattle Seahawks when he was there, they had a system in place with multitudes of running backs, right? Now, when you have a scheme, that means, y'all remember the song, Straight Scheming. You know what I'm saying? A scheme is when you have lack of talent in your particular system, so you got to utilize a scheme in order to fit, right? For an example, I hate to bring this up. You know what I'm saying? I hate to bring this up one more time. I just got to bring him up one more time for your mind, is that this guy was running a scheme, right? For an example, he was running a scheme. He was scheming folks of saying that, hey, I play for the 40-winers, right? So he was running a scheme. He was scamming folks out of money, right? So that's how you got to look at a scheme. You scamming folks into buying into something so that you can win, even when you don't have the personnel, even when you may not have the talent, that you got to scheme it up and fabricate stuff in order to win. Now, that's just an analogy, right? Because we've seen systems work like the Kyle Shanahan system, right? If you look at the 40-winers, if you look at how they're running back, anybody can fit within their system if they are a certain skill set. But if they can't, then they'll have to run behind their scheme, is what I'm trying to get at, Cowboy Nation. So there's a major difference. What we are seeing now is that the Cowboys finally got a system, and they're finally going to get people that can work their scheme, and that's just for what it is. So when I look at this defense, to argue the point of what he was making, that yes, we may have issues within the confines of our secondary, but what I'm more so happy about is that we got both. We got a system that's going to be put in and implemented by Christian Parker, and we got players that can fit his scheme, right? We got players that can play down inside, that can handle two-way goals like a Caleb Downs. We got players that can be inverted into a slot, or they can play on the outside like a Kobe Durant. we got a system that in certain situations that my guys can press cover corner. My guys can play zone. Last year, we didn't have this game. We had a system. We seen players play 10 yards off the ball, and every time we tune into the Cowboys football game, it was like the opposing team homecoming. We had Sierra Husband to put up 300 to 400 yards on us, man, for him to get benched the very next week. We literally had everybody, mama, uncle, cousin, Tupac, and Biggie coming out as a quarterback, killing whatever system that Matt Eberflus was trying to employ, right? And there were no scheme of fabricating pressure or disguising stuff or giving us one thing and taking away from the other. So we were looking like we were dog food, right? Last year, we were literally 32nd in most categories because we didn't have a scheme. Yeah, so let me get the next caller on. Appreciate everybody for rocking with the nation today. I got my brother from another mother, no other, don't look like Danny Glover, but keep it cool with us from the 206. You in the mix. MJ, talk to me.
What's up, my bud? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing great, man. I can't complain, bro. What you got for me?
What's up? What's up?
What we got, man? What we doing, man? What we doing, man?
I got the Hawaiian crew with me.
Oh, you got a Hawaiian crew? Where you at?
Yeah, the Hawaiian crew. They going on the boat cruise. Hawaiian's in the house. They going to Mexico. These are Rams fans.
Okay, Ram fans. So what this got to do with the Cowboys, man? What you doing, man? It's game day, man. What you got, man?
We're the Tui Names family. Hey, he knows Tua.
Okay.
Hawaiian.
Mark Tua and they family. Right. Who are we?
Yeah. All right. Mark Tua and they family.
Yeah. Tell them to send me about $20, man, for taking all this time away from me, man.
Like
what we got, man? What we got, MJ? You want me to call you back, man? What's going on, man?
Nah, I'm good. I can talk now. Hey, man, I'm excited. I was listening to your show earlier and how the guy was making an excuse. Hey, you know this law? We talked about that before. Every time we get somebody, they try to make an excuse. Now, if Philadelphia would have drafted Caleb or anybody else, they'd be like, oh, yeah, he's the best ever. But since the Cowboys got him, now they're trying to say, oh, he ain't that good. Man, get the hell out of here.
Yeah. I mean,
everybody
that's crazy.
We get, ain't that crazy?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
every
crazy.
Time I was listening to your show. I said, man, these guys. Every time we do something, it's like it's bad. But somebody else get the player. Oh yeah, he's the best player ever. Oh, they're gonna be Super Bowl. Blah blah. And the Cowboy fans, they gotta stop following these goofballs, cause the goofballs don't know what they be talking about, man.
No doubt. So what else you got for me, man? What you got for me, man? Because I get what you said with that. You know, I know that people are down on Camden Brown and they down on Downs. But, you know, I don't pay that any attention because we showed the tape. We showed where this guy can get separation. I get it, man.
Yeah.
Views and viewership could be down, and they need to have that interaction. But
it's
clear evidence that this guy is doing what he's doing.
Down. Hey, look, it's been a quiet all season for the Cowboys, so they got to have something to talk about. Let's try to piss these fans out.
Yeah.
But the receiver, you know, he had one of the fastest split, 1.4.
Yeah, 10 splits. Yeah. 10 splits out of all of the receivers in the nation. Yeah.
Yes. Cowboy fans, if you got that first 10 yards, that's how you beat receivers.
Yeah.
If you got your get off, it's just like with a pass rush.
Mm-hmm.
If your pass rush getting off good, well, you're going to be a beast.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So don't listen to these clowns, because there's a lot of them. They mad because something good about to happen. And you Cowboy fans, you got to stay up. If you're a Cowboy fan, stay with it, man. Stop. Like me and Law say, he always playing for me, the crybaby. Stop crying, man. Shit, I told you, we go 0-17. I'm still gonna be a great
Hush that
game
mouth over there.
Cowboys.
Stop crying about what went wrong.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, Lord? I'm still gonna be cheering for my boys.
Yes,
I'm
indeed,
here
man.
until I go in the dirt. If you're not here until you go into the dirt, you're not a Cowboy fan. And stop. You see what I'm saying, Law? So we're gonna be here to the thick and thin. We don't care, man. So
No doubt.
hey, when we was winning 15 or 1 year, I still was cheering for the Cowboys.
No doubt.
So
you gonna be ready for tonight, man? Cheering for the Cowboys, my guy.
I'm ready, man. And my man said something good with the halfback. They got to make them tough. That's why they keep running.
Yeah.
Blue.
Yeah.
Blue is a weapon. They got to make them tough. This ain't college football no more. This is the NFL where you can get your block knocked out. So they making Blue tough because they're going to use them as a weapon. And I'm excited. So, and we got corners. But one more thing, Law.
Yeah.
Corners.
Land the plane,
tackles,
indeed. Yeah. Go ahead.
Cowboy fans, you're not going to have all pros at every position. Can you please stop acting like, if you think we got bad tackles, just think of the other team that got bad tackles. Oh, my God. You know what I'm saying, Law? If one of their players get hurt, they in trouble.
Yes,
so,
indeed.
We just kind of lucky because it's good if one of our receivers get hurt. We got other receivers that can back it up. A lot of other teams that ain't got that. So, thank God that we drafted good. And I'm going to watch that game tonight. And how about Law Nation? Hit them likes and kiss my you-know-what.
No doubt, man. Yes, indeed, MJ. See you a little later on tonight, man. Appreciate you, man. That's MJ, man. Put your hands together for MJ, man. Jeez. Oh, my goodness, boy. Hey, I got my brother from another mother, man. Point Dexter, man, from the 409. What's on your mind? You're live on the Nation, brought to you by FrenkelFirm.com. Talk to me, bro.
Man, I'm ready for some football. I'm ready for some real football. The training camp, the preseason games, everything has got me so hyped for this season because of so many different things that's happening this year. You know, when was the last time you went into a game thinking that your coaching staff could outcoach the other team? You know, and I think we have, as you were saying, system and scheming that will, you know, look, you see the preseason games, man, I know it's second and third stringers, but you see emotion on every plays. You seeing a defense shift from a 2 high to a 1 high, from a man to a zone, you know, because of the motion and stuff. And like I say, you got second and third stringers playing this system, you know, and you're like, man, it's going to be great when you got first teamers playing in this same type of system, you know. I was talking about, we was talking about Barnum. You know, Barnum he's having success in the system and scheme that's playing. You know, I remember, I know you played football, and what they was running with Barnum, getting them into the backfield, was what we call a jawbreaker. You know, where you had this guard sit here, and the tackle will go inside, and the guard watching him, and the linebacker loops right off his hip. And, you know, this guard going to have his head on the swivel because he don't know where it's coming from. And by the time he realizes, Barnum already got his hip past him. You know, and that's a lot of the system and the scheming that they doing. I think Barnum made one of the best plays he made on the screen pass, where he kept the receiver from getting outside. Because if he let the dude get outside, he's running for days. He didn't make the tackle, but he turned him back into everybody else. That's the kind of stuff that, you know, that you see in these players is, you know, keeping their head in the game and playing the system the way it's supposed to be played. Man, I'm having so much fun watching this team. Right now, the only thing that's in question is, are we going to go long at quarterback? Are we going to go long at receiver? I hate to say it, but we love Camden Brown and stuff, but I don't know if he's going to make the team. I don't, I really would like to see him on the team, but we're talking about the fifth receiver, okay? We got C.D. Lamb, we got George Pickens, we got Flournoy, Turpin, Camden Brown, even if he makes the team, not even thinking he going to, get on the field. He might not even be they might not even give him a jersey on game day. So it's not a big deal whether he makes the team or not. It's really not. With the receivers that we have already.
I think you're talking about the active day roster.
I don't know.
Right?
Hello?
The active day roster, he could be a guy that they don't even have on the active day. I get all of that, right? And we are talking about preseason and training camp, right? But people fail to realize these guys that we're talking about, finally, we won't be bottlenecked. Finally, we won't be just so top-heavy, right, when we go into the season.
Yes.
Because these guys are ancillaries that we're having debates about. The primaries is George Pickens and C.D. Lamb, and to that degree, my guy Ryan Flournoy. So you got three guys right there that can really carry the load. Now, if you really have your issues with Kevontae Turpin, I get all of that. But now you don't have to put him in position to be the third wideout when it's on third down, on third and long. You can literally insert this situation where it's now you have Ryan Flournoy to be that guy instead of and I'm not beating up Jalen Thompson when he was here. Not Jalen Thompson, but Jalen Toberts when he was here. But he was just in the way of Ryan Flournoy because we seen what Ryan Flournoy was doing all last year and the year before that, even when Jalen Tolbert was here, or Jalen Brooks to that degree. So I do like the fact that the Cowboys are better overall in wide receiver room. And if Camden Brown can come in and be the fourth or the fifth option or Mingo, then we still good with what we got. But, yeah, I think that the Cowboys are okay, Poindexter.
Yeah, like I said, that's the thing. Whether we're going to take three quarterbacks, we'll go long at receiver, and there's some dudes, man, that you really want to see make the team. You want to see Camden Brown make the team. You want to see Wood make the team. You hear what I'm saying? But I tell you what, you remember when we had training camp where this person was setting out because they got a ding elbow or they got a ding knee or they foot hurt or whatever? It wasn't that this year. I say these dudes had to get out here and show and prove, man, because it was a true competition. These dudes that was, that we say, oh, they're going to be on the team. When you see a hooker, you still don't know if he going to be you don't know if he going to be a starter. You don't, and you had the Lipke thing is really, it's really kind of funny to me because he's not like a real fullback. I don't know what the plan is with Lipke. I really don't know. I don't know, man. It seems like he's a glorified C.J. Goodwin or something. I don't know. I don't know what it is with Lipke. I don't know. You know what I mean? Especially when you're thinking about the players you want to keep, and, roster building and stuff, and we're not talking about top of the roster. We're talking about, further down in the roster.
Yeah, the depth.
And I just want to see how it pans out, man. I really want to see what kind of decisions they're going to make and what these ancillary players are going to be. But I think the system is good, man. I think they scheming it up real good. Can't wait till the season. Tonight is just third and fourth string. Who's going to fill out this roster? How they going to fill out this roster?
This the practice squad Super Bowl right now, shoe.
Yeah.
Practice squad. That's how you going to make it, because if not, you're going straight to the practice squad if you don't show up and show out. So this is the third preseason game. The finale is this is your last shot at it. And I wouldn't, if I'm a player out there on that field, Poindexter, guess what I'm looking at? I got to showcase I'm in front of 31 other teams too, because if I can make that one-hand catch, if I can go in and score a touchdown, I got the Raiders maybe going to call me tomorrow, or I got the Ravens, or I got the Atlanta Falcons. I'm trying to showcase my best talent. Now, if the Dallas Cowboys, depending on who you are, and this is just me saying it 1,000, don't always take the money, because all money ain't good money, right? So, and if you think I'm like Axel Laurent Robinson, right? They're like you fool around and go to another team and they give you some pocket change. But what would that do for you career-wise? Because sometimes you got to make that sacrifice to say, okay, all right, I can go take a bag over here and be the 5th or the 6th string option, or I could be on the practice squad and they can call me back up, right? And then I can make the team. Because I want people to understand around this time, I believe a little bit later, Ryan Flournoy got cut.
Yeah,
he was gone. He was a roster gymnastic move, right? It hurt you. But now look at what a difference a year make. Now look at Ryan. So Ryan could have felt salty and said, man, F you, Dallas, man. I can't stand Dallas. I put all of these hard sweat, blood, and tears out. I'm going to the Chiefs, and they're just for what it is, bro. So I just think that he did the right thing about swallowing his pride up and just being on the practice squad for a few days, and then boom, I got called and got elevated up. Now look at him, So this is how I look at this from that perspective.
Yeah, and like I said, that was that, and you might have that same type of story with a Camden Brown. You might have the same type of story with a Woods. You know what I mean? Right. You never know. Yeah. But I'm like I say, I am really, really excited about this season because with the caller before, I think the caller before that was talking about the content creators.
Yeah.
And you are one of the better ones because you talk about football. When I first got to listen to you, I really enjoyed your football knowledge. That was before YouTube stopped letting you show the films and stuff. Because I love content creators that show film and show the schemes and and show plays and stuff like that. And I know they kind of hamstrung you on that, but you still come with the good football knowledge, and you have some knowledgeable callers. And I don't like to call them callers. I like to call them show contributors. And I think that I want to be a show contributor. I want to contribute something to the conversation, not all the drama stuff that we had to deal with years before. We couldn't even get to football because all the drama with Jerry Jones and being on the thing and having a premiere of a movie and all that old kind of stuff. This is one of the first years, man, in a long time that we just get to talk about football, how we're going to get this roster together, the defensive scheming, the defensive system, the offensive system. Man, I am just so excited because, see, I like the consistent player over the splash player. And that's what I thought we had. I thought we had a splash team. Oh, yeah, we could splash and do something good, but then the other side, then we look like garbage. I would rather just have a consistent team that consistently plays at a certain level every week. You hear what I'm saying? You might have a better team that might beat them, but they are consistent, and they are, man, last year they was unwatchable. This year, I'm looking forward to seeing games. You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to seeing what Parker's doing, what Shotty's doing, man. And I'm just so happy not to hear from Jerry Jones. Lord have mercy. I'm so happy not to hear from Jerry Jones. This is exciting, man. This is really exciting.
What's your point?
So let me go on sign off for you. See if I get my voice together. Hello,
That's my guy right there, Poindexter, man. Appreciate you, man, for the 409. This man is speaking his mind over there, man. Can't wait for him to call back at halftime or for the pregame show, what have you. Cowboys Nation, man, this is what I'm talking about. We are not all going to agree with everything. This show will be kind of crazy if we all agree. Red is orange, and orange is red. Everybody will be kind of like crazy. So that's what I'm all about. And I'm definitely those convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. I'm not trying to change your mind, right? I just want you to get into the mind and the beard of law, right, on how I look at football from my perspective, right? And the whole thing is with the Cowboys, Poindexter said it right, that, turnovers were cool when we were getting them turnovers, right? Takeaways. But what happened when they take that away from you? Can you stop the run? And I said this a long time ago. Damn it, on both sides. If a team need 2 yards, can we stop them from getting 2 yards? And damn it, if we need 2 yards rushing the ball, can we get down there and get 2 yards? That's all we've been saying. Man, let the AI speak on this. AI Tisha, you still alive?
At Paul-Knee7 Fight $10. Poindexter got a point.
He do. Appreciate you. And pause if necessary. Become a member. Appreciate you. DaCosta, appreciate you so much, man. Paul, and I really appreciate you on all that you do. I have from the 956, you in the mix. You're live on the Nation, brought to you by FrenkelFirm.com. Talk to me.
What's going on, Law? How you doing, man? It's been a minute.
Been a long minute, man. Longer than Jay Leno's chin, man. What you got for me today?
Man, I got I'm just thinking about like 3 possible cuts that might save, like, say, Brown and Triggs. Like, one, I don't think it's been talked about enough is Turpin. Like, he's really going to be a return specialist, right? We wouldn't even like be tossing him the ball or like gimmick plays, right? Is that what Turpin's role would be?
Yeah, I would take less responsibilities out of him in the passing game because we got it now, right? I understood when you had to use Cavante Turpin, when you had Noah Brown out there and them, you know what I'm saying? And you had guys that there's like a Jalen Brooks and stuff like that. But now that you have the emergences of like Ron Flanor and you have CeeDee Lamb and GP, I don't think that it will be wise for us to use Cavante Turpin on 3rd and 12 or 3rd and 11, right? And I'm not beating up Turpin. I think that you can utilize him in other spaces now and on other fringe plays like end rounds, running him in the backfield. That's where Turpin, you put Turpin out there. You don't put CD or GP out there. I'm just saying.
But let me ask you this. Like, yeah, I mean, that's a good point. He could probably do those sweeps, but, I mean, couldn't Blue do that same thing? He might be faster or as fast as Turpin, isn't he?
Yeah, he'd probably be just as fast as foot speed-wise. Yep.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, is Turpin really just going to be a return specialist? Like, why would you need to use him as running back if essentially Blue can do the same thing?
But Blue can't run a 9 route, right? You know, and Blue to this degree is not a 3-time All-Pro. You know what I'm saying? Even whether it's first team or second team. That's my only thing.
I get you. Mm-hmm. But why would you want to throw Turpin a 9 route when we got CD, we got Pickens, we got Fournette, maybe Brown, we got Ferg. Like, why would we need to send him a 9 route? Like, he would be like 6th in the totem pole as far as passing, like throwing it to someone. Like, I'm saying, like, if I know he's already been paid, but like, why just keep a return specialist if maybe someone else can do the returns? Or that's just one angle. Like, if we're trying to clear up spaces to protect, like, say, a Cameron Brown or a Triggs, that's one where I would feel comfortable cutting. Like, I mean, yeah, like, he's a return specialist. Last year he wasn't even that good at it. Like, it was.
But
I don't know. That's just one.
I know you probably say he wasn't as good, but even at his not as good at it, he made second team All-Pro. So yeah, I don't think that Mingo or to that degree that you can get that out of Jadon Blue first time ever doing it. So I don't think that if that's disturbance of I'll be put it like this. I'll be willing to get rid of Juice Shelton before I'd be willing to get rid of Turpin if that's the conversation.
I get you. Here's another one for you. Mm-hmm. Like as far as like if we need space to save Brown, what about Hunter Lupke, whatever his name is? I mean, what does he actually do? Like, we don't really run a I formation like type of plays. Like, if we're gonna throw it once again, if you're gonna go out for a pass like a tight end, we already have Diggs, we already have Pickens, so on and so forth. So, there's Williams. Why do we need Hunter? If we don't have like a Johnson, Emmitt Smith type of formation going. So that's like another cut where I feel comfortable, cutting him. And the final one that I'd feel comfortable cutting at this point, like, we've seen enough of Schoon. Let's say this is a question for you, like, if Schoon and Triggs were casualties here, the cut casualties, who do you think would get picked up first?
If Schoon and Triggs, I think
we're both cut.
If they both were cut today, believe it or not, I think that traditionally people will probably pick up Schoonmaker first. Triggs still got some
Man.
unquestioning things. Like we like Triggs for what he can be with a Dak Prescott, putting the ball and running some short area quickness stuff. But he still haven't been proven. He was undrafted for a reason, right? And we can't go off of what he did in training camp with limited competition and very, very much so limited competition in preseason. So that's why I say even in preseason, if we like what Brown was able to do in preseason, can you imagine if the Cowboys were playing Kevontae Turpin against guys that's going to be probably working at Walmart and Publix? Kevontae Turpin probably would have had 3 or 4 touchdowns, and the perceived value of Kevontae Turpin would have been hyping even more than what we've seen out of him in the regular season. Keep in mind, Turpin won his freedom papers by going into preseason, running those kickoff returns and beyond. So I just always look at preseason as for what it is, but I always look at players in preseason on what they would look like when you add them in with the starters, right? So Turpin, to me, is ancillary now on offense because we elevated the room with Ryan Flanoy, and we elevated the room also with a guy can catch contested catches who's 6'3.5" named Camden Brown. Or we got size now as far as Mingo. He can play the X position. Outside of GP, I know CD Lamb can play inside and outside, but we are limited with X position wide receivers. That's what brings Mingo, Brown, and GP into the mix of being a true X receiver, wide receiver.
But here's my angle for like cutting Schoon.
Right.
I mean, if Hunter is kept on the team, can't technically Hunter do exactly what Schoon does?
Facts.
I mean, yeah, he's shorter. He's shorter, but he he goes out and catches passes. He probably has better hands than Schoon. I just would hate to cut Triggs. And it's kind of like a crypto coin, man. Like,
right.
If you catch it, like when it's like at pennies, and then it blows up, then you just struck gold. I think holding on to Triggs, and in 2-3 years, like seeing if he's hey, we're ready to move on from Ferg versus giving him that second contract. I mean, we might have struck gold there with Brown and Triggs.
Hey,
so,
Sway,
man,
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this though. Who showed you more potential though? Who showed you more potential? Ryan Flanoy, I'm talking about Ryan Flanoy last year, or Triggs.
Man, Flanoy for sure. Yeah.
And the Cowboys did what?
Sure.
The Cowboys did what with him?
Yeah, they cut him.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
So
no, you're right,
there could be a possibility that Triggs get cut, and then the way I know Lunda Wells kind of like campaign for Triggs, I think that Triggs would be better fit for even if he cut to come back to Dallas versus signing on to a 53-man roster somewhere else to be in the bottom end of it because his development stops there. Since he got a sponsor in the building, if I'm Trigg, I'm not telling Trigg what to do. Even if he's cut, I think it would be better for him to hang around Dallas juxtaposed to going to the Broncos or the Patriots or whoever may pick him up, because I think that this would be the best outlook for him long term.
What about this? He's been dealing supposedly with a foot. Maybe they're already kind of like coughing and to call in sick on Friday type of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe they've got him on a foot or toe thing, and maybe they can stash him. I don't know for next year.
Yeah, or bring him up, elevate him up. Now, here's the thing is with Schoon. I'm on the phone with Big Mike McCarthy, and I'm saying, hey, man, you owe me one, man. Yep. You drafted this kid. You seen potential sides on him. I need for you, Mike McCarthy, to let's wheel and deal something, man, because we got to cut him, and we want you to get the first right to see whether or not what you can utilize and what you see from him. And these are what we're looking for. I wouldn't straight up cut Luke Schoonmaker, even though he didn't live up to the potentials of being a second-round draft pick. But I would see if I can shop him to the Steelers or somewhere that people that believes in him.
I agree, man.
Yeah.
Man, that's all I got for you, Law.
Hey, man,
it's good catching up, man.
Yes, indeed, man. Thank you, bro. Good call from Sway from the 956. I get his arguments. He's a strong argument on what do Jadon Blue can do versus a Kevontae Turpin. And I'm not the type of person to cut my nose off to spite my face. I get it. Turpin gets the bad end of the stick because he did have some crucial drops on third down, right? And Dak Prescott was looking for him. But there's nobody on this team that can run a better 9 route than him. There's nobody on this team that you'll be willing on a consistent basis to do the end arounds. People say that, man, gadget plays is this and that. Sometimes that's who you are, a gadgety guy. He's not and I'm not beating him up. He's not a number 1 or number 2 wide receiver, and that's okay. Not everybody need to be that. I mentioned this before, maybe before a lot of people time, but Kmart was very much so valuable to the Cowboys on their first Super Bowl that they won in the 90s, right? A 5'8" guy, 160 pounds, good give or take, smaller, kickoff return, punt return guy who can catch the ball here and there and turn heads and get the attention away from Michael Irvin and beyond. Sometimes you need that gadgety guy, right? I don't think that the Cowboys should just say, okay, now that we got Jadon Blue, who's fast, who can be put into the kickoff return, punt return, that it's okay to cut or release Kevontae Turpin. Now, one of the other things that I really want to bring up is that historically speaking, and I'm not beating him up, but I am, Nick Sorensen is not a household special teams guy. He's not a top-tier special teams coach. So by getting rid of Bones Fossil, we had to be mindful that we were going to drop off on special teams, on how they are blocking and their assignments and alignments go. So that's just how I look at it. Cowboy Nation, yeah. MR says, I would take Kevin Martin right now over what we got now. Hey. Yeah, Kmart was that guy for us in the 90s. Yeah. So sometimes, sometimes your biggest and your greatest tool is to utilize your ancillary pieces when it's time to utilize your ancillary pieces, right? Shoot. And like I said, when you go into war, you go into battle, there's time for the machine gun. There's time for the handgun. There's time for the rifle. But damn it, sometimes you need that machete to cut up some stuff. And that's who Kevontae Turpin is, that machete, Yes, indeed. So it is for what it is. Why don't they play Turpin more? I think they need to utilize Turpin more in certain situations. Now, Steve Simcoe is the quarterback coach. We got a chance to chop it up with him last season, and I asked him because Kevontae Turpin is a smaller stature and frame guy. And in college, Steve Simcoe, he coached this guy named Zay Flowers. And I asked him, I said, hey, do you think that you can utilize Kevontae Turpin like you used Zay Flowers when you was at Boston College? And he was like, hell yeah, I think that he has the same skill sets and these sorts of things. Well, they tried him in that spot, and sometimes you strike out. Sometimes you don't get that. Kevontae Turpin may not be the Tyreek Hill. He may not be the Zay Flowers. But what he do have on his resume is what somebody said, three-time Pro Bowler or 3-time All-Pro. Those are things that he's good at, kickoff return, punt returns. Now, some things that he was doing when the ball is inside the 10, let it bounce in. You can't win every game. Understand, you don't have to press. He's on his team, and that's just how I look at it. A lot of these young folks don't even know who Kmart is. My bad, y'all. I appreciate all of the old heads in here, man. Appreciate y'all. But I wouldn't cut my legs off from under my feet by getting rid of Kevontae Turpin. I think that he brings more value, and I got this theory that 4 times out of a game, he got number 9 on his chest and his back. I need for him to run a 9 route. Just run it. And Dak, you don't even have to throw it to him. You just attempt to look that way, and I bet you teams will play honest defense when they know that they got a guy that can run a 4.28, 4.29 speed, right? To make this defense play honest, right? Soften up that box if needed when you make them stretch it out that way. That's how I look at it, Cowboy Nation. But, man, I done outspoke my wisdom teeth all today, man. Hopefully you guys understand. But in departing, because that was the last caller, I want you guys not to look at life like oh no, we cut this guy, it was going to be doomed. Or, oh no, the 3-letter, the 4-letter network said this about Caleb Downs. Or they said this about Camden Brown. Or can Dak Prescott get us over the hump? Don't look at life that way. As far as the Cowboys, understand that people going to say X, Y, and Z things about our team. They're going to put us against each other. They're going to say this and that. Let the naysayers be the naysayers. Let them talk about how they talk. But it's up to the Cowboys. It's up to them to go into the opening weeks versus the Giants on the road and say, this is who we have. These are our 53 guys. I'm looking for 53 guys that can be willing to run through a wall, that's willing to make the ultimate sacrifice with their lives on the line and say, come hell and high waters, we want to win at all costs. I'm looking for 53 men that can show up on the field, and even the percentages tonight, the finale of those who are willing to get into the valley to say that, hey, I'm going to put these tools together that either the coaching staff, P.T. Jordan, or Marcus Dixon in the last 2.5 years, no one had more sacks and pressure than him in his units. Even Von Miller, the long tooth that it is. I'm looking for them to say to themselves that this is what he taught me, and I'm going to utilize his skill sets, because I'm thinking that he have 138 tackles, or sacks I meant to say. No one got more than that on this team. And no one got more playoff wins nor Super Bowl accolades than a Von Miller right now on this team. So adhere to what he's saying. This team, the unity of this team, Christian Parker, a little less than 2 years removed from lifting up a Lombardi trophy himself, even if he was the water boy on that team. Something about success breeds success. Let it rub off on you, Cowboy Nation. So stand tall with it or not at all. But write these down and put them in the fabrications of your heart, soul, and sinew. And it's all about your determination. It's all about your why. Everyone has a reason, but results are what matter. But write this down into your heart. And it's all about this determination. If you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep. If all of your desires of it makes you quite mad that you don't get tired, and it makes you hold everything tawdy and cheap, if life itself seems empty, and it will, and useless, and it will, without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you will gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, or plan, to lose all terror of your mind, if you would simply, just simply go after the things you want with all of your capacity, strength, sagacity, with faith, hope, confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold or the poverty or the famish or fame or the sickness of body or brain can turn you away from the things you want, if dogged and grill and besiege and beset, with the help of Almighty Cowboy Nation, and everyone that's listening under the sound of the voice, you will get it, in the words of T.D. Jakes.
Stop crying about what went wrong.
Come on, baby.
Because God will take wrong and make it right. God will take pain and make it power.
Now it's time. Come on, baby. To roll.
I wake up, flex, I'm down that check. No drip, this wet. Tell 'em run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch. Tell 'em run it up. I wake up, flex, I'm down that check.
Come on.
No drip, this wet. Tell 'em run it up.
Yeah.
No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first I
stretch.
Tell 'em run it. 9 out of 10, run through my hands, I'm by my lonely.
Yeah.
turned to a savage. Now my baby wants to hold me.
Now you want to
I
hold
love
me,
my
baby.
Friends, don't need no friends, I got my homies.
Come on.
Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady.
Yeah.
The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy.
Can't call all lazy, baby.
Send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ. And
come on, let's get 6 of them, baby.
I wake up,
Law,
thumb down that
Nation.
No drip this, tell 'em run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch. Tell 'em run it up. I wake up.
Come on, baby.
Thumb down that check. No drip this, tell 'em run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first
what
I
we tell 'em?
Tell 'em run it up. Y'all gon' make me take that trip way out.
Come on, Dallas, baby.
I call up Nigeria, come through in a hurry.
Yeah.
Those London boys don't come to play, you should get worried. One false move, find yourself, they getting buried. This what the devil used to love playing those games. Made some bad decisions that brought my mama pain.
Not mine,
I
baby.
made a promise to her, swore that I would change.
Yeah.
I'm on the come up, bet I live up to my name.
What we tell them?
I wake up, flex, I'm down that check. No drip this.
Tell them run it up, baby.
No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first I
The longest outro in the land, baby. Stretch. Let's slow it down just a little bit, man. Come on with it, man. Hey, the sounds of soft souls and hits oldies. Shout out to y'all on the Instagram. I see you. Appreciate you, Joey B. Miller. I see you, fam. Shout out to all Hunter, Troy. Up love. Appreciate you on the Instagram. We live like 95 there. Come on. Yep. Shout out to you, Timothy. I see you. Sean Harris, I see you. Keith Henderson over there on the Facebook, I see you. We syndication, baby. We on all stations for the nation. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Lisa, I see you, baby. Shout out to you on the YouTube. This is Cliff225 keeping it live over there on the Instagram. If you're on the gram, put some love in the chat, man. Say something over there. They'll do. I follow wherever you go, whatever you do. Come on, sing it if you know it. Jerry, I see you, baby. Cool Nicks, come on with it. You in the mix. And another one.
Match to the cocaine.
Put down where you're from. The great Northwest, I see you, fam. My hooked on funny guys can't read your name, but 533. Come on with it, baby. I be on. If you didn't hit that like button, and if you ain't sharing this content, and if you ain't letting a friend or a neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond, shame on you.
You must be out your goddamn mind.
Come on. No, I'm not. The longest outro in the land.
Whatever will be, it's an evil world we live in. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be.
Come on, baby. Shout out to you. Corpus Christi in the building. Kevin Sanders, appreciate you. Cowboys up. South Carolina, shout out to the Rewind game. What we tell them?
Calling me, texting me, paging me. Damn! Dak Prescott! Y'all usually check on me. And who can do it like me? Who can give me what you need? Who can do you all night long?
And they understand the cost that is involved. There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors.
Come on, Qua. Where you at, Qua?
We all gonna leave together.
Gravel.
There's 1,000 of you tonight.
Texas Mech, baby.
9-3
in the building.
It's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small
Washington State in the building, baby. DMV, I see you. You got us, the poet.
To plant a seed of $100. Because again, it costs to sit up here.
Oh, look at my African American over here.
And this is what I need you to do. If you're giving electronically or even giving tangibly, bring them baskets. I want the baskets up here. I want to see the folks. Y'all start moving. Y'all can bring it right now. Come. Even if you're giving tangibly, just put your hand on the. Take your phone and stick it on the bucket.
Stop crying about what went wrong.
Giving is worship.
Because God will take wrong.
Giving is worship.
And make it right.
Giving is worship.
God will take pain.
Giving is worship.
And make it powerful.
This ain't the time to talk. 1,000 people need to give $20. 1,000 people need to give $20. 1,000 people online need to give $20. This is easy, saints.
Come on, Qua.
This is an easy miracle. We should be able to raise $40,000 tonight. Just
All right, man. As we conclude, man, appreciate everybody, man. Once again, if I offended anyone today, charge it to my beard, not my heart. Now, if you one of these,
You're looking great. Go Birds. Let's go Birds.
Let me know when this get old.
We answered. I talked stuff. I thought we had it. But it goes to show you who's a better team. And I'm sticking Cowboys.
You're crying.
You crying?
I'm hurt. I love my Eagles.
Can you flap that hat one more time
for the Eagles?
For the Eagles, man. Flap that hat one more time for me.
Let's go Birds, fly, Eagles fly. Still Super Bowl champions.
It's a damn shame what they did to that bird right there.
The two teams, in my opinion, with the greatest rivalry as far as this city is concerned, took the field. And the team from this city, they didn't even show up. We got out-coached. We got out-physicaled. We got out-manned. We got out-wanted to. We got out-aggressive. You name it. Any adjective that you can come up with, the Dallas Cowboys outdid us in that area. Because if there's two games that you get up for, you get up for the damn Dallas Cowboys. The two
So
teams.
the cocaine's happening. When does that crack come into play?
When your team is getting demolished like that, I sit up here, I swallow a lot of what I know. And a lot of what I know is what I'm starting to see right now. That's why this team is awful. You're not good when you get embarrassed like that. And why the hell do we have these benches with heat things for them in a damn stadium?
Let me get on about it.
We answered. I talked stuff. I thought we had it.
One more time,
Monty. Who's a better team? And I'm sticking Cowboys.
That's all I wanted to hear is Cowboys better team. That's all I wanted to hear. DC for life, not for short. Peace. One love. Baby, we up out. Peace.
All I ask is when you lay your head on that pillow at night, know I gave you everything I had.